summer long on YouTube or catch the game live at the ballpark. The Squatch will battle the Zap at 6:05 tonight for Salute to Service Night, presented by Veteran Roofing. The series will conclude tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Come out to the ballpark to celebrate Father's Day, presented by Donald Palava Ag Team Land Brokers. Get your tickets at SpearfishSasquatch.com. Hold on. Welcome into Black Hills Energy Stadium for Game 2 of the day. It's Salute to Service Night here at the ballpark between the Spearfish Sasquatch and the Oahe Zap for Game 2 of the home series. The Sasquatch just finished up a game that they started on Thursday in Oahe, and they end up coming back down 4-2 to win it, 12-4, a dominant win. And a kind of a weird situation today, but ultimately they are ready to go here tonight for Salute to Service Night. The ballpark is decked out in red, white, and blue, and it's pretty special when you have a guy on your own team that you can salute because he is at the university or the U.S. Air Force Academy himself. His family is in attendance, so it'll be a fun night for Tyler Russ and his family for Salute to Service Night. But to basically recap the day so far, 12-4 win earlier today. Gio Mastarosa had a big home run in the 6th inning to put 6 runs up on the board for the Squatch, and they never looked back as they got the 10th win of the season, and they are now 10-6 overall on the year, trying to chase down the Casper Spuds and the Hastings Sodbusters. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for Spearfish. Starting in the outfield from left to right, Isaac Martinez, Kyle Finn, and Ethan Mooser. Along the infield, it's Nick Work at third, Ben Foyer at short, Peyton Fort at second, and Seth Nelson at first. Behind the dish is Owen Michelson. And on the mound to start things off for the Sasquatch is the big right-hander, Jordan Bowman. He will face Gavin Frazier to start things off, and first pitch line to left field for a base hit. Frazier quickly around first. Digging for 2, the throw in is high, the tag is in time to get him! Isaac Martinez in his first game back in the starting lineup. Guns down Frazier at second on the first pitch he saw. The throw was high, yes, the throw was high, and Peyton Fort able to come down with it and tag out Frazier trying to dig for 2. Talk about a quick start to the ball game.
Yeah, people are getting in their seats, and they just missed probably one of the more exciting plays of the whole 9 innings, I'd assume.
Yeah, barring anything crazy
yeah.
Defensively from anybody else, Isaac Martinez already has the play of the game. And that was the first pitch that Bowman threw. His college teammate out there and left as this one's flied out to deep left. Martinez hooking towards the line. He will make the catch for out number 2. Now he's just hogging the ball.
I mean, now he's just getting selfish with it, you know.
There's other guys on the
somebody
field.
Else.
Come on now.
Come on. A couple nice plays right there from Isaac.
And he hasn't had a whole lot of playing opportunities in front of the home crowd. He's been dealing with a little bit of sickness as well, but getting the start tonight in left field and already a couple of nice plays. That brings up Vince Polizzi with nobody on and 2 down. Big hack and a miss. And a quick start for Bowman as well as we get today's game is going to be a more of a throwback game as Bowman's going to be throwing and hitting today, so no DH. Going back to the old National League rules. Here's the 1-1. Inside ball 2. Or as it's called now, the Shohei Ohtani rule.
Yeah,
so
right.
That technically is allowed. At the big league level, that means they can carry an extra pitcher, but of course doesn't really matter here. I don't really think they have much of a roster limit to my knowledge. Could be totally wrong, but to my knowledge there's not really much of a roster limit when it comes to pitchers. 3-1. Call the strike. And Bowman battles back to a full count against Polizzi. Here's the 3-2. Outside for ball 4. Good AB from Vince after a quick start for Bowman. Now bring up that designated hitter, Mason Lang. Didn't really get a chance to even introduce Bowman. Let's get to that real quick. So you pull up his stats. He's a two-way player. Of course, that's why he's playing both sides of the ball today. 6'5", redshirt sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada. Just finished up another year at Saracosta Community College alongside the Spearfish head coach, Justice Scott. So far this summer, he's thrown 7 1/3 innings. Has just 1 earned run on his mark. Has 4 strikeouts and 5 walks.
It's a nice little floating curve in there. Beautiful.
As good as his bat is, his arm might even be better. Even count 1-1. Another breaking ball. This one's fouled back, 1-2. He's got a pretty nasty splitter that he'll sneak in there as well. His full pitch mix is a fastball right around 87 to 89, curveball, slider, 2-seamer, and a changeup. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And a quick start for Jordan Bowman as he picks up a backwards K after a couple of nice plays by Isaac Martinez in left. Fast start to this one as we head to the home half. Leading things off for the Squatch will be Nick Work, Owen Michelson, and Kyle Finn. Don't go anywhere.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me. And it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. Quick start for Jordan Bowman on the mound. A couple of nice plays by Isaac Martinez in left and then a backwards K. And the Zap were scoreless in the first as we head to the bottom half. It's Nick Work, Owen Michelson, and Kyle Finn to lead things off. On the bump for the Zap as he delivers a strike is number 33, Josh Porter. Nick Work, a 5'10 freshman from Madison Lake, Minnesota. Plays for the South Dakota State University. There we go. The Jackrabbits. Appeared in 47 games as a true freshman. Started in 43 with 136 at-bats. Finished the year hitting 132. Followed his brother out there. Behind in the count, 1-2. Fouled away. In the game earlier today, he did not play, but yesterday for the Sasquatch in Game 1, hit towards the bottom of the lineup, but had a double and scored, also walked. That one misses high for ball 2, evens the count 2-2. He struggled with strikeouts, especially watching that third one go by. Of course, want to be disciplined at the plate, but still want to be aggressive, and that's what he's working on right now. Here's a tapper to the left side, charging, and it just goes foul. Thought that it hugged the line, but home plate umpire says that it did go south. So Work will have to come back to the plate and do it again. I don't know, Wurtsy, that looked pretty close to being a fair ball.
It really did. You know, if our interns painted the line just a little bit more to the outside,
yeah,
give ourselves our advantage there.
Long pause from Porter. Here's the 2-2. That's in the dirt. Good stop there by the catcher, Noah Codina, making his first start in front of the Sasquatch crowd for the Zap, who are in their all yellows, as they were for game 1 today, drawing comparisons to the Savannah Bananas.
Or my middle school highlighter.
True. The 3-2. Lifted out to shallow left center. In they come. It will drop in for a base hit. Nick Work hard round on first, but he'll hold up there. And a leadoff single and a great at-bat by Nick Work, who got down early 1-2, but was able to battle back and pick up a base hit.
Owen Michelson back in the lineup here for this game. He was the Sasquatch's first home run of the year. And, AJ, you talked in the first game about having the rotation of catchers, having Owen, having Gio, having we just got a new guy the other day.
Yeah, Carson Rather.
Yeah, that's right, Carson Rather. Yeah.
It's not easy to go through an entire season playing as much as these guys are with just 2 catchers, especially with the heat starting to get dialed up. It is a hot one today. Thankfully, it started to cool off with the sun starting to dip behind the clouds. We've got our fan up here.
Singular.
Yeah, singular fan.
Yeah, we wish there was AC, but there's not. So
we make do. The 0-1 to Michelson. Ground ball left side. Great stop by the shortstop. The long throw is not in time. The ball gets away. Work will have third base, and Owen Michelson has a single. Great stop by Gavin Frazier at short to keep that from sneaking into left, but could not get a strong enough throw to get Michelson, and Nick Work, realizing the ball got by Vince Polizzi down there at first, took the extra 90 feet. So now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away, and the leading slugger in the Independence League, Kyle Finn, digs in. He has 3 home runs on the year and has the best slugging percentage in the Independence League. First pitch is called a strike. Finn, another Saracoso Community College guy under Justice Scott. A lot of them between the 2 teams as this one gets by. Here comes Work from third. The play at the plate is not in time. Work beats the play, and the Sasquatch strike the scoreboard first.
Some good, hard, gritty hustle right there from Work. AJ, just a second ago, you mentioned that Finn was from Saracosa too. I feel like every other name is a Saracosa kid, even the other players.
Yes, the other team, I mean, not a lot of them play there anymore, but a lot of them used to play there. And it's like
the pipeline almost.
Exactly, a pipeline to the Independence League, whether it's for the Sasquatch or anybody else.
Right.
But you talked about the hustle from Nick Work. That was a good carom, a friendly carom for the Zap, but Noah Codina couldn't get back to the plate in time, and Work is able to slide in for the first run of the ball game. Finn shakes his head at that one. It's 2-1. Electrifying start to this ball game. First pitch, Isaac Martinez gunned down Gavin Frazier, who was trying to leg a single into a double. And now the bat swinging early for the Squatch and some good base running. Finn takes one inside. That one bounces around the backstop, finds its way into the dugout, but not enough to give Michelson an extra 90 feet. The count is 3-1 on Finn.
AJ, it's kind of a doubleheader here in the ballpark. When it was a doubleheader for you back in the baseball days, were you a snack fan in between, a full meal fan? What was kind of your go-to, put it down the old hatch?
I think I would be able to put down a full meal. Typically, it was like a Subway sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Maybe some chips and a drink.
Sure.
Ooh,
Why
that
not?
one's called a strike on the outside corner. It's a full count. You know, a lot of the guys just were able to sneak back behind the dugout to the concession stand to grab some food and a Gatorade. A lot of guys bring food from the gas station down the street here.
That they do.
We sometimes pack our own lunches.
Feel adult-like.
Yeah, really. 3-2 on Kyle Finn with Michelson standing on third. The pitch from Porter. This one's driven to center field. It'll be caught. Michelson tags from third. The throw in will be cut off, and a sacrifice fly for Kyle Finn, and the Squatch lead it 2-0.
Yeah, Finn was facing a 3-2 count right there. He tossed his bat to the side on the pitch before, which again, as an umpire, is never like a friendly signal. You almost have a eagerness to probably toss him out there if you can get a strike on the outside corner. But a nice piece of hitting by Finn right there. AJ mentioned he's leading in slugging in the league, but obviously he has some nice pieces of hitting outside of just over the fence. So 2-0 Squatch so far here in the first. Good start and kind of carrying over that hitting from the first game here in the last 5 innings of the kind of, what would you even call that? Make-up game, make-up 5 innings?
Yeah. Hard chopper through the left side for Ethan Mooser, and he's aboard with a 1-out single. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the bats were hot last night, dropping 7 runs on the Zap, and they picked up the game that they started on Thursday where the bats weren't as hot. They were down 4-2, and they carried over and helped them out this morning. I should say earlier this afternoon.
Right.
From that game last night, which helped them with the comeback win, 12-4. And it's carried into the start of this ball game, up 2-0. Here's Seth Nelson after the Ethan Mooser base hit to left. First pitch finds the zone for a strike. Nelson, a third-year Sasquatch in his final season of baseball. Just finished up his final collegiate year at Lewis and Clark University. And he drives this one out to deep right field on the warning track. Looking up, it's off the top of the wall. Mooser has third. Nelson glides into second with a double. A 1-out double for the third-year Squatch, a fan favorite here in Spearfish, and was about 3 feet away from his first home run of the season.
Yeah, he would have loved that. When you mentioned in the first game here, he was the first. He actually is the only triple that the Sasquatch have so far this year up in Hastings, right?
Yep.
Big field.
Very big field. It's just about impossible to hit a ball out in Hastings. But he was able to leg out a triple. Here's Jordan Bowman, the pitcher, putting on his best Shohei Ohtani impression today. Playing on both sides. And in reality, like, everyone plays both sides of the ball, but it's always different when a pitcher is hitting, just because now that's not a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun in the National League when they got to do that.
Right.
Bowman fouls it off, and it's 0-2. There's quite a few two-way guys. Diego Trujillo is a great example of a really good two-way player. So is Bowman.
Yep.
Chase Scott started the year as a two-way, but as we found out in that first game when he came up here to hang out with us, that he's just going to focus on hitting for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
Lucas Torelli's another two-way. He lit up the radar gun in the game earlier today. Bowman saved his face there with that check swing.
Bowman's got a real interesting stance. He's pretty darn closed. That left leg, you'll see it here in the box in the camera in the next one. That left leg is, I don't know, probably about half a foot in front of the right leg.
It definitely starts, like you said, very closed. But he's behind 0-2 here. That one, good stop by Codina.
It's a real nice pick right there.
Nearly another pass ball. He's already had a couple today, which have scored 2 runs.
Those are the ones you hate to give up, especially as a pitcher. You know, you don't want to get angry at all because obviously it's the ball coming out of your hand, but those are basically just free bases. Free runs even.
1-2 on Bowman. Porter comes set, kicks and fires. Misses low for ball 2. Bowman trying to help himself out here with 2 runners in scoring position. But he's also got the hottest bat in the league behind him, Peyton Fort. Leads the team and leads the league in hits and doubles. The 2-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Codina for out number 2.
I will never be able to get that scene from Benchwarmers out of my head when they tip a ball into the glove.
Yep.
But I tipped it. You're still out.
You're still
You're still fat. Like, it's a great scene. I love that movie, man.
Yes.
Remember
All-time
watching that.
classic.
I rented that from Blockbuster. That's how
Really?
That's how young I yeah.
Really?
With my buddy PJ Ketchum. Shout out. He's my neighbor across the street, one of my best friends. And I rented it from Blockbuster and ate Sour Patch Kids on his dad's couch.
I think the only time I went to Blockbuster was when I lived in St. Paul. Here's a tapper to the right side. First baseman backhands it, flips it to first in time to get Fort. As Porter was slow to get off the mound, but ultimately able to get there in time and limit the damage to just 2 runs. But 2 runs gives the Sasquatch the lead as we head to the second.
The area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The Squatch lead it 2-0. We have a very special guest up in the broadcast booth today, Mr. Tyler Russ. You go to the U.S. Air Force Academy, so it's a perfect day for you to come up here on Salute to Service Night. First of all, I want to congratulate your sister, who just graduated there a couple of weeks ago. But
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you just finished up your first year there. How is it at the U.S. Air Force Academy, where your parents went and your sister just graduated?
It's awesome. For me, it's the perfect place. It's rigorous. It's pretty hard, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm doing something that's more important than myself, and that once I'm done with it there, that I'm going to be a better person than I was when I walked in, and I'm going to be a person that's bigger than myself.
And I know we've talked about it before, but of course your parents and your family, especially your lineage, beyond your parents, having that military life and that experience really influenced you to go to the Air Force, as this one's lifted to shallow left.
Oh, hello.
Drops in.
Two.
Runner takes out for second. Martinez can't pick it up. And that's going to be a base hit and advancing to second. And, boy, Ben Foyer is still on the ground out there.
I think he got slide tackled out there.
Yeah, he definitely did. He's holding. He's at least back up onto a knee. And Justice Scott and the trainers are going to head out there. And that's always a tough play when it's in betweener right there.
Yeah, Bermuda Triangle right there. That's mainly center field, but, it can also be in those shallow left, shallow right area. Hard to go get those. So
it looks like Foyer definitely took the brunt of it.
Yeah.
As Martinez
landed
was also
hard
coming
and got
in.
Slide kick by Isaac in left field, it looks like. So, move.
A scary moment here in the top of the second. And Foyer's going to be asked to lay down, and they're going to take a look at him. And it looks like Scott's going to let the trainer take over. Oh, there he goes. And he pops back up. Looks like he's going to be all right. See if he stays in the game. It's looking like he will. No one's popping out of the dugout, and good resilience there from Foyer. I know you've only been here a couple of weeks, but what's Ben Foyer been like, getting to know him and obviously shows off some resilience there after getting hit out there in shallow left.
Yeah, he's been a really, really awesome guy. Loved hanging out and loved getting to know him a little bit better. Great shortstop, goes out there. He comes out every day. In the box, he's battling it off, rattles off good ABs. Plays some great shortstop. He's made some really, really nice plays over these last few weeks, and so it's been a pleasure to have him in the middle infield when I've been pitching.
He gets back to his spot, and he's all good. Brings up Noah Codina with a runner on second and one down. Bowman kicks and fires. That one's upstairs. But going back to your family lineage, of course, they had a huge influence on you going to Air Force. But how was your first year there?
It was fun. Your first year there is always your hardest one because you have to learn the rules and responsibilities that it is to be a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy. But and I've always believed this, that it is what you make of it. If you want to go there, you want to have a good time, and take the good and the bad and take it for face value and go and learn from your experiences, then you'll have a really, really good time. So it's all based on your mindset. So I had a really, really good time getting to know the people in the class 28 that I'm with and get to know some of the baseball players there as well. So it was a very, very, very good experience for me.
I was going to say, you do play baseball out there, of course, which trying to be a cadet while also playing sports at a high level, that's not something that everyone is willing to sign up for. What's been the biggest learning curve for you getting to that point and going through all that training while also trying to be the best pitcher that you can be?
The biggest thing for me, I feel like, good pitch, Bo. The biggest thing for me was time management because, there's only 24 hours in the day, but your workload always just, is an ever-increasing thing. And with trying to be down the baseball field and trying to earn a spot and earn playing time down the baseball field, sometimes it gets pretty hard when you got 24 hours, but your workload just keeps on increasing. You got to figure out times that hey, when do I do what? How do I want to do it? How do I want to space out my work? So that was probably the biggest thing that I needed to learn how to learn or just keep getting better at once I got there. And
you're also taking classes at the same time too, right?
Yeah. So we also have the military training as well during that time. So I guess I can go over my daily life.
Yeah,
but
go for it.
Normally in the morning, I wake up at 6:30, so I can make my room and make sure my room is up to par and exceeds the expectations that they want for when we have inspections. So I wake up at 6:30. Sometimes we'll have the boy Bo. Yes, sir. Good pitch.
Ugly swing. Great pitch, as that one is. That's Bo's second K today. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so we got sometimes we'll have military training in the mornings from 7:15 to 7:45, and when we don't have that, I'll usually go to breakfast earlier in the morning. But I'll go get some breakfast, and we start class at 8, and I'll have class from 8 to noon, and then we'll have what we call new meal formation starting at 12:05, which is it's a formation where we all go meet with our squadron, and then we march to lunch. So that's a pretty fun thing where you get to go do that with your squad and get to see the people, talk about your day a little bit. And that goes for about 20 minutes, and we eat lunch from 12:30 to 1300. And then after that, I'm done for the day. Runner! Sorry for the people at home. My apologies.
Gotta let them know.
I'm sorry.
Gotta let them know. Gotta let them know.
Instinct. I apologize.
I love it. I love it.
Home.
You're not in the dugout, but you still got it. Mine's still down there. I love it.
Yeah, but I get done with school at 1300, and then we have about an hour from when we have school to baseball. So you get that hour to kind of get a little bit more food, or get down to the baseball field, get some of that pre-work in, stretch out a little bit. And we'll start practice at 14:05, which is 2:05, which is military time. And we'll practice from 1400 to 1700 until 5. And then we'll have an hour lift after that. So my day doesn't really end the normal day doesn't really end until 1800, but then I got to hose them.
Throw down a third. Not in time. That one just got behind Michelson.
Yeah, so we end practice at around 1800, 1820, 1830-ish. And then after that, I got to go back down to the field and kind of do some, decompress a little bit, get my stuff, change back into my physical training gear, which is what we are allowed to wear on the hill, get out of, my uniform, my baseball uniform, and things of that nature.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and Jordan Bowman strands the runner on third. A big K against Andrew Phillips. And the Squatch still lead at 2-0. Tyler, don't go anywhere. We got a ton more to know because I've got a lot of questions for you.
Sounds good.
But that sounds like
I'll
a
be here for a
crazy
while.
day. That sounds like a crazy day that you've got to go through every single day. But the Squatch lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Two nothing Squatch as we head to the home half of the second. Ben Foyer, Isaac Martinez, and Nick Work due up for the Squatch. A quick start in the first inning, back-to-back singles from Work and Michelson, and then a sac fly from Kyle Finn, and Ethan Mooser drove in Michelson, and the first pitch from Foyer is fouled away for strike one. A.J. Reister alongside Tyler Russ up in the press box today for Salute to Service night. And Russ, we got to talk through your day-to-day life, of course, of being a cadet at the Air Force Academy, but also wanted to ask you about what your goals and dreams are beyond college. Of course, you want to play baseball as long as you can, but I know you also have some dreams of potentially flying as well.
Yes, sir, I do. So once I'm done,
Good stop by the second baseman. Throw is high, but he's able to keep his foot on the bag for out number one. Good stretch there from Vince Polizzi, and a good job knocking it down by Caden Bazinski.
Yeah, but once I'm done at the academy, I have 3 more years. I just finished my freshman year, so I still do my sophomore, junior, and senior year. But once I'm done with that, my goal is to go into NJEP or NATO Euro joint pilot training.
Interesting.
Which is where they take basically the best of your class and they start preparing to be fighter pilots. And that's like the best of the best go there, and that's the company that I want to be around. And, you know, because my goal and aspiration is to fly F-15E Strike Eagles for, you know, the world's greatest Air Force and go put some warheads on some foreheads. So that'll be the first step to me achieving that dream. That's
awesome. I looked up, because you told me that the plane that you wanted to fly, and I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, I could see why you'd want to fly that thing.
Yeah.
That thing is sweet.
Go real fast, real fast.
Isaac Martinez digs in. It's away for ball 3, and it's 3-1 on the left fielder who made a great play on the first pitch of the ball game, gunning down the runner at second as Gavin Frazier tried to leg out a single into a double. As here comes the 3-1. Works it full. So I got to ask about your parents as well. Mm-hmm. What did they do once they got through the Air Force Academy?
So my mom, when she graduated, she went into pilot training, and she flew RC-135s in the Air Force. She flew for about 5 or 6 years before she got rheumatoid arthritis and was medically discharged. So I know she wanted to keep flying, but because of the rules of the military, she was unable to do so. And my dad played football at the Air Force Academy. My mom played volleyball. So come from a family of athletics, but my dad played football at the Air Force Academy.
Wow.
And once he finished playing football there, he actually got drafted to go play in the NFL.
Wow.
So he went and he played in the NFL for 4 years with the Denver Broncos from 95 to 99.
Wow. So you've got some serious lineage behind you for sports.
I do. So my sister just finished playing volleyball there, as we talked about earlier. So I'm now 4 for 4 is when it comes to, I guess, cadet student athletes at the Air Force Academy.
Well, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What did your dad do after he got done with the Denver Broncos?
Once he got done playing the Broncos for 4 years, he went into coaching. So he started coaching football, starting out at Ohio University. He went from Ohio University to Syracuse and bounced around from there. So had my sister in Ohio and then had me in Syracuse.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a serious lineage behind you to have a former NFL athlete in your ear getting ready for college ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, my dad's been a huge inspiration for me to go, pursue my dreams that, if you want it, you can go get it. And I know that even, through the first year of the academy, my dad and I love sharing, inspirational stuff and reading books on, how to work. And so my favorite thing that my dad and I like to talk about is that the obstacle is the way. And it was a quote based off Marcus Aurelius where he said that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. And that's been a huge inspiration for me in these, the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Where, the Air Force Academy is hard, baseball is hard, things don't go your way, but you know what? Things that go wrong will advance you to help you go forward. Yeah. So that's been a big inspiration for me, and I like talking about that kind of stuff with my dad.
It'll help you go further rather than going the easy route, right?
Exactly. The road less traveled.
That's awesome. And your mom flew, so that's got to be great inspiration as well to know that you also have that behind you, and that's something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Nick Work strikes out looking to end the second inning, but let's stay on the air here a little bit through as we get ready for the top of the third. Talk to me a little bit more about your mom and her inspiration onto you about becoming a pilot.
Yeah, I wasn't born when she was flying in the Air Force, but I definitely know that the experiences that she had and the experience she was able to share with me of being a pilot in the Air Force and doing and serving a part of an organization that is definitely bigger than yourself, because the whole goal of the military is that we're the 1% that are protecting the rest of the 99%.
Mm-hmm.
And really that's why we have days like these that celebrate the people that have defended our country, that are willing to raise their right hand and do things that maybe some people don't want to do to protect this nation.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible to know that even someone that is just in your backyard here in Spearfish has so much of that mindset to be able to go out there and do something like that.
Exactly.
It's really cool to also have these fans be able to celebrate you on the field. Of course, unable to pitch today because you just pitched a little bit ago out in Pier. And well, actually, you pitched last night.
I pitched last.
Yeah, you pitched last night.
If we get into a little bit of trouble tonight, you might see me. But they said, if we might need you for an out or two if things get a little hairy. But other than that, or you might see me tomorrow, or if you don't see me tomorrow, you'll see me sometime next week.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that curveball because it caused a little bit of controversy late in the game.
Yep.
got an assistant coach tossed, but we were even amazed by it up here with how much break it on it and how much it broke late. How do you throw your curveball?
So, sadly we don't have a baseball on here, but
we used to have a baseball up here. Oh, here we go.
Sweet.
Let me look. I bet this is flattering for the camera angle.
Yeah, exactly. So my curveball, I like to get. So how I throw my curveball, I really like getting a lot of pressure on that middle finger, and then I take all the pressure off the pointer.
Interesting.
And just pull down as hard as I can.
Really?
To try to spin it so that it goes out, and then it just tumbles downward.
That's so interesting.
That's how I throw that curveball, and really to show my better off-speed pitch is my slider. But it was not working.
Wasn't biting yesterday.
It wasn't biting yesterday. That's why you guys kept thinking it was a curveball.
Yeah.
It was a slider. So if you remember on the
gotcha.
second strikeout, where the kid swung right through it.
Oh, he did. Yeah, we looked at the replay. He absolutely did.
That one was a slider.
Okay, gotcha.
It has more horizontal. It usually has more horizontal bite to it as opposed to that vertical stuff where the curveball is just that long. that long breaking ball. Get there, Isaac. Get there,
This
Isaac.
one's
Ah,
lifted
stay
down the
away.
line. It'll drop in for a base hit. Bazinski on his way to second, and no throw this time. And a leadoff double for the Zap.
So, yeah, you know, I really felt like I didn't have my best stuff yesterday because like the curveball was the best I'd had in a while, but the slider wasn't really there. My fastball felt good. Just had a little bit of command issues last night, but I was able to make it work. So we'll take it.
I was going to
Good day
say
overall.
we were more than blown away by your off speed. And one of the first things I said about your throwing motion is that it looks like you're doing a pull down like in practice, like you're trying to do more of a pull down motion, like you would do in a practice of some sort. Is that kind of how your pitching motion always has been, or is it changed throughout the years?
It is. Like the biggest thing that I found, especially early on and when I was playing baseball, was that I throw better when I stay short and compact as opposed to trying to get really, really long.
Gotcha.
So I've always had a pretty quick twitch, so trying to get really, really long gets me disconnected and ball starts going everywhere, and it's just not as fast. So I found that when I stay shorter and stay in myself better, I'll get more velo, I'll get more spin, I'll get more movement, I'll have better command on it. So that's been really like what you kind of saw yesterday has been the culmination of, and really what you've seen so far while I've been here has been the culmination of years and years of hard work, or especially this past year since I got to college working with the coaches at Air Force.
Ground ball to the left
Jose.
side. Work picks it up, throws
See
the
ya,
plate,
buddy.
and he is out at the plate as
Yes,
Michelson
sir.
tags him. Gunned down by Nick Work as Gavin Frazier reaches on the
Attaboy,
fielder's
Nick!
choice.
Great play by Nick Work there.
Great. Brzezinski. Yeah.
It's been great getting to know Nick Work as well because some of these people I actually played in college but didn't know it. So Nick Work, Tristan both play at South Dakota State University, and we at Air Force played them during a midweek. And then we got Mooser in right field, who plays for Northern Colorado, and that's kind of our in-state rival
Really?
for baseball in Colorado because there aren't many schools that play baseball in Colorado. So
Yeah.
we played them 4 times this year.
Wow.
And sadly, they took all 4. But, you know, sometimes it'd be like that. And, you know,
Well,
my whole
did
goal
you
is
pitch
not
in
let
that game?
I didn't.
Well, there you go.
So, well, you know, like that's where my goal is, that like I go and play games like that. And so that doesn't happen. But, you know, it's baseball. You win some, you lose some. Baseball's a game of failure. People that hit 300 in their career become the best ever. So
If you fail 70% of the time at the plate, you're still a Hall of Famer.
exactly. So sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it do be like that. It'll be fun to see if you ever get to face Mooser or Nick Work or Tristan Agadol down the line.
I know I'll definitely see Mooser.
Oh, for sure.
In the near futures. But we play him 4 times every year for just non-conference midweek games because, I mean, we're an hour apart.
Yeah.
So we might as well. They come to our place twice. We go to their place twice. And it's just good refined games. You know, it's a great in-state rivalry. And it's basically for us, it's the Kings of Colorado game because there aren't many other D1 schools to get their moves. There
This
he is.
was lifted out to right. Mooser comes in, makes
There we
the
go.
catch
There we
for out number 2.
So they're our in-state rival. So, and it's been fun playing against them. It's been fun to get to know them a little bit.
Exactly. It'll just fuel the fire once you guys play each other in this next spring.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the beauty of summer ball. You meet a lot of guys that you probably wouldn't meet in any other league or any other season. And a lot of the guys you're learning each other's names the first couple of games that you're playing. You're trying to just get to know everybody's names, let alone their stories.
Exactly,
How's
yeah.
that been for you? Because you're only here for a few weeks.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun getting to know the other pitchers and getting to know other people's experiences because I know for sure my experience is definitely different compared to other people's experiences. And a lot of other dudes have had a lot more experience also playing baseball. Since this was just my first year of college ball, there are many other guys who have. Hopefully Owen's all right. I think he just took it off the chest.
I think so, too. He looks to be all right.
Yeah. But, you know, it's been nice to get to know other people's experiences. They played a lot more baseball than I have overall. So just kind of get to know other people's experiences and just, you know, get their take on things. So it's been very, very nice. It's been fun.
What's been like your biggest takeaway from these first couple of weeks here? What have been some of the biggest things that you've taken away from other guys that you've met?
So I feel like the big thing for me is that, you know, people come from different upbringings, But at the end of the day, we all end up having like same ambitions. For like Jackson Peters went to New Mexico Military Institute for JUCO for a few years. Like there are people out there that also have like the same ambitions and want to do their country service.
This one's lifted out to deep left. Martinez leaps up and it's off the wall. Martinez is on the ground. He's not moving. Now he moves his leg, but the runner around third, and this is going to be an in the side the park 3-run home run for Mason Lang, and Martinez is still down out there as he leapt up and hit the wall hard.
Yeah.
And Finn is waving for the trainer to get out there.
Yeah, I think he just went head straight into the wooden fence wall out in left field.
Yeah, there is zero padding out there.
Shoot.
Boy, that is...
It's not good. It's not. That's very not good. Yeah, they already got, looks like they got Sam Kwapnowski kind of starting to move his arm around a little bit, just in case.
Yeah, Isaac's back up on his feet, moving around.
No, he looked out there for a little bit.
Yeah. Now he's at least walked around with some help from the trainer, but you're right, Kwap is starting to warm up down the right field line in case he needs to come in. But another scary play on the left side of the field earlier is Ben Foyer that ran into Isaac. And now this time Martinez collides with the wall trying to make a play on a inside the park home run from Mason Lang. And that gives the Zap a 3-2 lead, but right now all the focus is on Martinez out there in left. Scott's going to make his way out there. Isaac's on his feet and moving on his own, but you can kind of tell the trainer's clearly trying to check for a concussion at least.
Yeah, he hit that wall very hard and then just fell down immediately. Did not look very good out there on left, to say the least. Yep, they're taking him out.
Yep. So scary sight in left, but Sam Kwapnowski's going to check into the game for Isaac, and hopefully he is all right. Again, that wall out there is straight wood. We have some tarps over the top of it, but they by no means provide any padding. So when Isaac went head first into it, he got hit hard.
Mm-hmm. We'll need to find somebody else to take the fourth and the fifth inning now that Quap's going into left field.
Yep, yeah. Sam was going to come up here, but he's got more important duties now.
Yep, when duty calls.
Exactly. Numbers called. Got to get in the ball game.
Yep. Better to stay ready and be ready to not have an opportunity than have an opportunity not be prepared.
Exactly. So. Isaac is at least he's walking back on his own, which is huge.
Yeah.
So Quap will slide into center. Kyle Finn moves to left. And Martinez will get a standing O as he walks back into the dugout. And again, he's had limited time this summer. He was red hot early in the spring, but slowed down toward the end of the spring season. Wanted to get back his swing this summer. And was off to a hot start today with that great play in left on the first pitch. But now he's going to get checked out by the trainer, and we'll relay information as we get it. And it looks like he's moving around all right. As we get back to live action here in a 3-2 ball game after the inside the park home run from Mason Lang. Jackson pulls it foul. And it's 1-1. It's never easy when you see something like that either, especially when you're on the mound. What do you have to do to kind of get back into the groove of things and pump strikes?
I mean, after you see something like that, you just like, oh, good pitch. After something like that happens, you just know you just got to do a mental reset. It's because, I mean, whether it be an inside the park home run or normal home run, it's like, shoot, now you've got bases are empty. You just kind of got to dial back in like Bo did right there and just get back in the zone and really let your offense do some work after that. But the biggest thing is that you don't want to let it spiral out of control after that.
Bo certainly doesn't let this one spiral. A backwards K, his 4th strikeout of the night. He's going to go check on his left fielder, his teammate at Saracoso Community College. The Sasquatch trail 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. So 3-2 Oahe as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Leading things off is the catcher Owen Michelson. A.J. Reister alongside Tyler Russ up in the press box today for Salute to Service night at the ballpark. A great crowd today, I'll tell you that much. This is definitely one of the better crowds as Michelson cracks one deep to left field, looking up, and one hops the wall. Michelson has a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 3rd.
There we go. Great piece of hitting right there from Owen.
Exactly.
Get on that heater early and just freaking pouncing on it. Very nice out of there. Not Owen right there.
First pitch he saw. Had a base hit earlier today, now has a leadoff double. And here's Kyle Finn, the home run leader in the Independence League. Also has the slugging percentage the best slugger in the Independence League.
We got the wind to switch out to left a little bit, so who knows, we might see another one right here from him. Expect an early swing.
Ground ball, left side third baseman backs up. The throw across the diamond is in time. Picked up by Vince Polizzi down there to gun down Kyle Finn. That'll bring up Ethan Mooser with Michelson on second and one down. Now, we were talking a little bit during the break about the pitching situation for tonight. Of course, we see a couple of guys up and moving around. It looks like that's Aiden Brothers. That's the lone guy still moving. We saw Brian Young pitch earlier today in that second half of that game that you guys started on Thursday. How weird was that? Obviously, you didn't pitch today, but how weird was that for you guys to have to play the second half of a game started a couple of days ago?
I mean, it was honestly pretty nice we were able to come back here and play here, which is pretty nice. It's always nice playing in front of your home crowd, especially with a crowd like Spearfish, where,
comebacker. Mooser's thrown out at first, and Michelson has to stay put.
Yeah, it's definitely we have a true home field advantage here in Spearfish because, like, the people here are amazing. They show up, they show out, they bring that energy, and it's really, really nice to have really a city that truly cares about their college teams. So this has been a very, very fun experience on that end. But it was raining pretty hard, so like I like playing those kind of conditions. Got that mindset of just going out there and playing hard and just doing what's got to be done. But it got to the point where it's like, yeah, we got to call it quits because it was coming down pretty hard. Got to the point where you could barely see the ball, and then the infield just muddy mess. You can't play baseball in that kind of weather. So.
No. I heard from a couple guys that also started hailing on you guys too.
I don't think it was just really, really fat raindrops. I don't think it hailed.
Okay, so maybe they were over-exaggerating.
Then they might have been over-exaggerating a little bit. It was coming down pretty hard. Good cut there by Seth. I don't think it was hailing. It was hot. It was very, very fat raindrops, and then it rained pretty hard for about 15 minutes, muddied the infield, and then it died down again. But at that point, you can't play anymore.
No.
So.
1-1 on Nelson, with Michelson on second, the tying run. Breaking ball misses, 2-1. I got to ask you, you're here for another week. What do you got coming up, getting ready to go back to school?
So, I mean, for me, it's just, I keep trying to lift 4 days a week, getting ready for the fall baseball season, and I'm trying to get as much good weight on as possible, because I know that when I go to CST that I'm going to end up, it's going to be not a lot of food for a good amount of time. You're going to be burning a lot of calories out in the woods, so I'm trying to stockpile a little bit, but keep good weight, but just stay strong so that when I go out to CST, I can kind of grind through that and then come back feeling pretty good.
Nelson goes down swinging and strands Michelson on second. And the Oahe Zap lead it 3-2 as we head to the top of the fourth. Russ, you're more than welcome to stay up here if you would like.
I'll stay for another inning.
Let's do it.
Quap's not coming up here, and, I think we're going to put out are we going to the pen? I think we're going to the pen because Bo does not look like he's moving very fast.
Nope. Yeah, it looks like we're headed to the pen. We'll introduce the new pitcher when we come back. We got one more inning with Tyler Russ. Don't go anywhere. The Sasquatch trail the Zap 3-2.
And we will see Bo again next inning.
Gotcha. Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium. First pitch driven out to deep left field. Finn in front of the warning track makes the catch for out number one. Allowed out from, I believe that was Jake Daly, it was, as he flies out to left. But I wanted to ask you again, Tyler, about you got to go back early. Explain to the fans at home what exactly you are going to do and kind of the training that you have to do to get ready for the next year.
So to get ready for the next year, we have to do so for all of the freshmen that just finished their freshman year, so the rising sophomores, you get 3 weeks of break, you get 3 weeks of CST, common survival training, and then you get 3 weeks of airmanship. What airmanship is that you could be flying gliders, you could be flying powered airplanes. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be doing powered flight and flying a Cessna. I don't know exactly what model of Cessna it is, but I'll be flying a propeller plane my last 3 weeks of break, or you could even be doing free fall skydiving.
Jeez.
Jump, and it's the only program in the world that your first jump out of an airplane is solo.
Wow.
So it's a very, very cool experience. That was what I signed up for, but they usually don't have their athletes do it early on because of the risks that come with jumping out of a plane solo.
Yeah, there's
hard,
a couple of risks there.
Fall into a tree, you get hurt. So, I mean, I've heard plenty of stories about things like that happening. So, but in a week and a half, I'll be doing CST, and then for my last 3 weeks of break, I'll be doing powered flights. I'll be flying Cessnas, which are propeller pull planes that pull the gliders that we have out at the academy.
So explain what CSTs are that you're going to go back and do.
I mean, I don't really know
Check throw to first, not in time. Good snap throw from Michelson.
I don't really know all that it entails, but I just know that there's going to be 5 days I'm going to be on because, like, the academy is built basically onto a mountain. So we're going to go 5 days, 2 MREs, which are meal-ready eats, which consists of about, like, 1,500 calories per pack. And they're going to send us out there with 2 of those for 5 days. And they're going to say, okay, this is where you are. Here are your supplies. This is where you need to be. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
So, like, that's the main thing that I just know that you do during CST. But other than that, we'll be doing some. Got him. Get him.
Throw it out. Second is in time.
I love it.
Owen Michelson does it again.
Okay.
Strike him out. Throw him out. Jordan Bowman and Owen Michelson. The battery comes through with a double play and get out of the inning. Michelson has been electric this season behind the plate.
Golly, it's been awesome pitching to him and just being able to play with him. He's been such a fun person to play with. He's just a great dude as well. Our catching room is phenomenal. You got Gio, you got Carson, you got Owen. All great dudes. Love hanging out with all of them. It's been a pleasure to pitch with those kids. It's been very, very fun.
Yeah, they've all got big arms. Carson threw out a guy earlier today, and Owen Michelson, that was probably his 100th guy that he's thrown out this season. I swear every time he's on the diamond, he throws a guy out. 3-2. The Zap lead it, but the Squatch coming to the plate right after this. Bad time to.
It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. Jordan Bowman steps to the plate, trying to help himself out after a massive strike him out, throw him out. He struck out Andrew Phillips at the plate, then Owen Michelson gunned down Noah Codina, trying to swipe second base. And that is how the top of the fourth ended. As we head to the home half, Bowman takes high and tight for ball 1. Tyler Russ up in the press box joining us for Salute to Service night. As Bowman fouls it back, 1-1.
Good hack there from Bo right there.
So you've got 1 week left here in Spearfish. What is the one thing that you haven't done yet here in Spearfish that you really want to do?
So me and my sponsor family are planning on going to, is it called the Devil's Bathtub?
Yep. I figured that was the one. Yep.
That's the one thing that I haven't really done yet that I want to go do, because we went to Spearfish Canyon last weekend and went and saw the area a little bit, so that was fun. But that was the one thing that we didn't go and see was the Devil's Bathtub. So that seems really interesting to me. You know, the concept of it. I like going out, being in nature, and also, you know, getting to cool off a little bit out in that bathtub. So that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to.
It is really cool. We took a trip out there as an intern group. It was like the second or third week I think we were out here. And yeah, they have a slide. It's a natural slide, they say. And it's really cool, as this one is grounded left side, but foul. Gonzo, the third base coach, pointed fair, thinking that one just stayed in, but yes, but no, it's like a natural water slide because you slide down like the tiny waterfall that goes into the bathtub. It's really cool. It is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, if you make it out to Spearfish, that's absolutely a must-see if you can get out there. Bowman checks his swing. He did go around for strike 3. And that'll be a K for Josh Porter. Brings up Peyton Fort, league leader in hits and doubles.
Everything that hits his bat right now has been hitting the ground as of late. So that's been the story in the dugout for us, is that whenever he walks to the plate, it's not if, it's when, and where is it going to go. So got that huge hole right now, and got that 4-6 hole up the middle. Borderline strike right there. It's a good take on Fort's part. But you know, if he gets one good, he hits that thing back hard up the middle. He should find himself another one.
And he's a guy that hit the transfer portal this spring after he finished up another year at Northern Iowa Area Community College. He's now going to Georgia Gwinnett with Kyle Finn, I believe. Mm-hmm. They're both headed down to Georgia to finish up. Well, Kyle's finishing up his college career. Fort's just finished up his second year at JUCO. So he's got a long career ahead of him still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a pleasure playing with Fort as well, having him being at second base. There were definitely some things I wanted to work on with just how I play baseball on the mound, and you know, a lot of that has to do with guys on second base. So just kind of like my looks and things like that at second base. So it's been nice to kind of talk to him about that and be able to work on things that I knew coming into that I wanted to work on. And it's been awesome just getting to know him. Great guy, great teammate, just a great player all around as well. Atta babe.
Nearly got him, yeah. Nearly got him. Is the stuff that you're learning from him with guys on second more about timing and making sure he doesn't get too far off the bag, or what exactly are you working on there?
It's a bit of both, because there's just how we run our defense at Air Force is a specific way, and so I've been kind of talking to him about that, saying like, hey, this is what we do at Air Force, and basically he's helping me out in the fact that he's been very, very accommodating. He's been like, yeah, let's do that, as opposed to being like, hey, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So it's been awesome just to be able to work with him at second base and just work on things that I know that when I get back to the academy or we're playing in the fall or we're playing in the spring, that this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So because that's a lot of what summer ball is for a lot of dudes, is like, hey, I want to work on my craft, I want to work on things that I need to work on, and that's been definitely one of the things that I wanted to work on when I came here.
Well, here's his middle infield buddy, Ben Foyer, and you've talked about how awesome those two have been up the middle. Ben actually leads the league in double plays as well.
Not surprised. I mean, shoot, I know if it's getting hit either of them, it's going to be either a double play or getting an out somehow. So it makes it a lot easier to pitch, that's for sure.
It's been electrifying to watch, especially, of course, when they're back home and flashing the leather. Mm-hmm. You always know you're going to get some great defensive highlight when you come out to the ballpark with these guys playing up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Foyer in a 2-1 count with nobody on and 2 down. Squatch still trailed by 1. Breaking ball misses high for ball 3. I wanted to ask a little bit more about the bullpen, since obviously those are the guys you hang out around the most. Who's been like the best character, I guess I should describe him as? Who's been like a character that is getting everybody riled up and laughing down the bullpen?
I think it's Jackson Peters. You know, I got to know him a little bit. He likes to talk a little bit in the dugout, but you know, it's good stuff. It gets the guys going, and he's just been a great person just to hang out with, kind of share experiences. Because I mentioned earlier, he went to New Mexico Military Institute, which is I guess I'll call it one of our sister schools, because it's a JUCO, but it's also it's affiliated with our military. It's usually used as a ROTC school, so it's a feeder school to the other academies. So he went there to play baseball for JUCO, so it was cool to share experiences of what he did, what I did. And really, at the end of the day, we're cut from the same cloth in that aspect. So it was nice just to get to know him a little bit, talk to him, and then just share common experiences.
That's awesome. It's always nice when you got someone that you can share some of those experiences with in a place that's more new to you, than especially Jackson Peters, who's been around his second year here in Spearfish.
Get through.
Shot the other way. Good backhand by the third baseman. Goes to second to gun down Foyer for out number 3. And Sam Kwapnowski in his first AB grounds into a fielder's choice. 3-2 the score here. The Oahe Snap still lead the Spearfish Sasquatch as we head to the 5th. You're watching the Zap and the Squatch live on YouTube.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Spearfish, your one-stop electronics store for computers, phones, tablets, and more, is helping with today's game. With quick, dependable service and the newest technological advances, Gadgets Tech has you covered, whether you need a repair, an upgrade, or simply some professional guidance. For additional information, visit GadgetsTech.com or stop by their Main Street location. Gadgets Tech is local, reliable, and constantly connected. Tickets tonight, once again supporting Young Line and our Salute to Service Night presented by Veteran Roofing. Attention fans, if you're looking to protect your home like we protect home plate, Veteran Roofing is here for you, offering top-notch roofing services and guaranteed quality. Need a roof upgrade? Call us today and let's get that roof in tip-top shape.
New pitcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch is the 6'3 sophomore from Albany, California. Pitches at Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Aiden Knowles comes in after a 2-inning outing on Monday. He faced 8 batters through 33. Allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, picked up a couple of Ks. And he comes into the game now trailing 3-2 as we hit the top of the 5th. Tyler Russ sticking around for another inning, and this is a perfect time to ask about Aiden Knowles' pitch mix because it's so unique and his story is so unique. But let's start with the pitch mix. Sinker sits around 85, 86, has a really good splitter, and has worked in that slurve, that sweeper curve mix. But what have you learned about the sinker and the splitter from Aiden Knowles this season?
Yeah, I've talked to him. It's for the time that I've been around that he's been around as well, because we missed about a week together because he went to go to his sister's high school graduation as well. But just what I've been able to learn from him is, like, you know, he's very, very knowledgeable about the game of baseball. So that's been really, really cool to get to know his story and learn from him how to pitch a little bit. So it's been fun to talk to him about that. But you know, I don't throw a splitter personally because I have a fastball slider curveball mix. But the splitter is like a faster changeup that'll come out, doesn't spin as much, so it just naturally gravity wants to take it down, and so it just sinks harder and just goes straight down, and then gets a lot of swing and misses over the top of it. And the slurve is just basically like a more horizontal, more vertical, a little bit longer, just a longer breaking pitch compared to like what a slider is. So it's kind of best of both worlds there. And then a sinker is probably just got a little bit of downward movement to it, and then it's running back in on a righty. So it has arm side run to it from the right side.
Well, he said that he's really slowed down his slurve. It's right around 70. His sinker's around 85, 86. That splitter closer to the slurve, 72 to 74. But when you're facing a lineup, any lineup really, having that much of a mile-per-hour difference between pitches, that's just got to be filthy for batters to try and catch up to.
It is, and for, like, if you remember my outing yesterday, is that my curveball is usually sitting around 68 to 70, and I'm throwing higher 80s.
Wow.
So it's got at least 20 miles an hour different.
No wonder you got so many swing and misses.
That was probably a splitter right there if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Just on top of that thing so much. It just looks like heater, and you swing right on top of it. You catch cap. You just don't hit it well. And then I know as a hitter, it just feels bad too. So it also hits your psyche as well. But, like the big thing is like, if you're throwing that slurve that's at the 70-mile-an-hour range, you're throwing 85, 86, it makes 85, 86 look like 80, 88, 89, which can be difference between a dude being late and catching a barrel. So that's always been kind of in the back of my mind too when I pitch is, hey, I'm going to slow him down and then speed him back up. It's like if I throw a curveball down the zone at 68 and he swings through it, he's just seen something really, really slow. And if I throw a fastball up in the zone at 88, 89, and there's like the splitter again,
Man.
that thing just moves.
Jeez.
It's nice. But it makes 88, 89 look like 90, 91. And that could totally make the difference of a guy's late, misses a barrel, or he swings through it, or it's a good pitch and he takes it for a strike.
Swing and a miss. Nasty strikeout for Aiden Knowles, and the Zap go down in order.
Beautiful pitch there from Aiden Knowles. My goodness.
Comes out of the pen, relieves Jordan Bowman, and faces the minimum and picks up his first K of the night. The Squatch still trail by 1, looking to tie things up here in the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Or visit northernhills.com to arrange your free business IT security evaluation. That's Northern Hills Technology, offering network, computer, and moral support to help you stay competitive. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Spearfish Sasquatch is number 5, third baseman Nicholas Work.
3-2 the score as the first pitch to Work is pulled foul. Nick Work due up, and then Owen Michelson and Kyle Finn to follow. Squatch trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to work a comeback after that inside the park home run in the 3rd after Isaac Martinez hit the left field wall hard. Ooh, boy, and Work gets smoked in the helmet. And the Sasquatch are getting
He's fine. I think he's good.
getting hit today.
Yep.
First it was Foyer that ran into Martinez in shallow left. Then Isaac hit the left field wall hard, and now Nick Work gets hit in the head. And he's going to hustle down to first. Boy, just a tough day for everybody. But so far, Isaac, he was able to get off the field on his own 2 feet, and Nick is staying in the game, and Ben also did as well. But everyone's getting a little beat up tonight. Here's Owen Michelson, a single and a double tonight. Looking to capitalize on the hit by pitch.
See if you can move him over, find a hole, one or the other.
Runner takes out for second, and there will be no throw.
There we go.
Yeah, I think Nick's all right.
Yep, I think he's all right too. So.
Well, Tyler, let's go back to the conversation we were having in between the innings here. You talked about how in conversations with everybody since you've gotten here, everyone's like, what is it like to be going to the Air Force? What does it mean to be serving and all those things? And you brought up a great story about Chad Hennings with the Dallas Cowboys and how athletes that served and went to a military institution, a lot of times, you know, of course, those athletes that win, like Chad Hennings did, they get remembered for the Super Bowls, but they also are remembered for serving their country. what in this whole thing, of course, you're still playing baseball, still have a long career ahead of you, but what is your ultimate goal coming out of this and being able to serve your country and also be a high-level athlete?
Yeah, that's the big thing for me is that I want to do something that's bigger than myself. And for that, it's serving my country and hopefully being able to fly in the greatest Air Force in the world. But I'm able to learn things now on the fields of friendly strife.
There you go.
Sorry. I'm able to learn things now on the field of friendly strife, playing baseball, and learn how to handle adversity. What do I do to prepare for a game? Because how you prepare for a game and how you prepare for a flying mission, because I did some research on this for one of my classes at the academy, it's very, very similar. How you prepare for a mission and how you prepare for a sporting event. Whether it be like talking to the people, going in a simulator, hitting off the tee, going through your routine, things of that nature. They're very, very similar. So the things that I learned here, yes, sir, Owen.
Line to right, it's caught.
Moves him over.
Work will tag up and take the extra 90 feet.
Good at bat by Owen right there.
Good barrel.
Very good quality at bat. Good barrel as well. Just couldn't find a gap. But that's huge right there as you got big man Kyle Finn right here. Hit one hard, score, work, tie this ball game back up.
Just needs to put one in the air somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But going back to what I was talking about earlier, it's what I learned here playing baseball is all in preparation for me to go and be an officer in the Air Force. So, and, handling adversity, like things not going your way, or, I went out there and I did this and it didn't work. So how do I fix that? What do I do next? How do I prepare for myself better next time so that when I get the opportunity again that I can go out there and I can succeed. So, and just figuring out what works for me adversity-wise is very, very important for when you become a fighter pilot, because when you become a fighter pilot, your actions have grave consequences. Because if you freeze up or wait, it could cost lives. So, and it's the boy Finn, let's go.
Crack down the right field line. That'll score Michelson. Finn will take second base and cruise in there with an RBI double, and we are tied here in the bottom of the fifth.
So it's like, baseball, really fun, awesome, love playing it, and but it's a competitive sport, and it gets those competitive juices going, and it can teach you things about yourself that you didn't know, and those can be very helpful later on in life when your actions will have very big implications in other people's lives as well as yourself. So
and it's also just such a cool thing that you brought up, that when people get remembered, especially the ones that were athletes and were also served, as this one gets away and Finn will take third, is that people, they always group the two together. Like, yes, like it's really cool that you're an athlete, but it's also really cool that you serve and do all the things you do. And I think it's just a great point that you make, especially on a night like tonight here in Spearfish. It's salute to service. It's a small town, summer ball, but it still matters to be able to remember those who served, and, of course, not just the athletes, but everyone who has served across the board to serve our country. Mooser drives one to right center. That'll split the outfielders. Finn scores from third. Mooser screeches to a hold at second, and back-to-back RBI doubles for the Squatch.
Don't let the Squatch get hot.
Don't let him get hot. And Spearfish retakes the lead 4-3. And Seth Nelson looking to continue the hit train.
Yep, we'll be getting a pitching change right here, it looks like.
Yep, Oahe
moving in the bullpen.
And it looks like Porter's night is going to be either, if it's not done now, it will be soon.
Nope, he's going back to the bullpen.
He's gone 4 1/3. He's had 5 strikeouts, but it's been the hits. The Sasquatch have been teeing him up pretty well all night, and finally starting to find some more runs on the scoreboard. Some timely hitting, and they are going to keep Porter out there for at least another batter. But going back to what we were talking about with nights like tonight and salute to service and being able to celebrate you and your family. I saw that they were able to come out here, correct?
No,
Or was
they
that your
were not.
host family?
That was my host family.
Oh, that was
My
your host family. Gotcha.
Yeah, my dad's coaching at Alabama Birmingham right now, and my
Oh, wow.
mom's getting ready for a girls' trip to Paris.
Oh,
So,
shout out.
Yep.
Very fun. Very fun.
So, my dad loves coaching, and my mom's earned some very, very well earned time to go out and enjoy herself for a little bit after being basically spending the last 18, 20 years raising my sister and I. So,
Well
so she's going to do
deserved off time.
Yeah, she's going and doing some things that she's wanted. That's been on her bucket list for a while. So
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Seth Nelson. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Seth trying to join the hit party. He is a part of the hit party. He doubled back in the first. He struck out his last time up. Able to break through there early in the ball game. 0-1. Popped up left side. It'll join the Oahe bullpen. Some dark clouds starting to roll in here.
Yeah, looking a little ominous, but based off my weather app when I checked earlier today, we should just miss us, or it'll come in a little bit later today. But hopefully we can get the game in before that.
Don't need another rain delayed game against these two teams.
Yeah.
Nelson fouls it straight back. Watch out.
So, but going back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier with kind of remembrance is that, Chad Hennings, football player, 10 years, Cowboys, 3 Super Bowl rings, but also before that, flew A-10s for 10 years, or not 10 years, sorry, 4 years, and served flew active duty missions for Operation Providing Comfort in the Middle East. So very, very important during that time, but was out there giving support to the people that needed it, and was very impactful in that end. But when was asked if he wanted to go back and play football, kind of struggled with grasping what he wanted to do, but ended up making a choice and sticking with it. And at the end of the day, it's also good publicity for the military when people like that are able to go and do great things and really pursue their passions, because if they're passionate about something, they go and do great things with that, then it ends up bouncing back and bringing a little bit of publicity to the academies as well.
Exactly. Nelson drives one well foul. Got every piece of the baseball. And he's been itching to join the home run parade as well.
Yes, he has. He's been looking for it. So
see if he can get a hold of one here in an even 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Porter.
Good spit.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Oh, and Seth is barking at the Oahe dugout. And now he'll walk back into his own. Brings up Jordan Bowman, trying to help himself out. Well, now help out his fellow pitcher, Aiden Knowles, who took over for him last inning. A great outing for Bowman. Never actually got to his stats. 4 innings, 4 hits. Did allow those 3 runs, but picked up 5 strikeouts. And just 1 free base allowed. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop charges, picks it up. The throw to first is not in time. Yeah. Off the glove of Polizzi at first. And there'll be runners on the corners for Ben Foyer. For Peyton Fort.
Yeah, it is Fort.
So Mooser will advance to third, and it's first and third. 2 down for Peyton Fort. A surprisingly quiet night for him. A ground out in the first and a strikeout in the fourth.
See if you can find a hole here.
Had a couple of base hits earlier today.
No, that's good take. Very good take right there. Let's see. Making Fort wait a little bit.
Comes set from the belt. Kicks and fires.
Good take.
Away for ball 2.
Good take from Fort.
So if you're a pitcher, if you're Porter right now in this situation, of course just gave up the lead, but trying to limit the damage. What's the mindset just to try to get your guys back in the dugout?
Yeah, the big thing is you don't want to change anything because the second you try forcing things or just, yes, sir,
Flip
get
to
down.
left, and it'll be caught for out number 3. Alex Jackson catches up to it.
Big thing is that when you get in a situation like that, nothing changes. You just surrender the outcome. You go out there, you just want to get back in the zone and let your defense do some work.
And Porter able to stay in the zone, gives up the 2 runs, and the Sasquatch take a 4-3 lead as we head to the top of the 6th. Thank you so much, Tyler, for taking some time to join us up here, and thank you so much for all you and your family do to serve our country. And tonight is for you. Salute to service, and we salute you, sir, for all that you do.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to the town of Spearfish for having me. It's been a pleasure being here so far, and I hope to play for you guys a little bit longer and do the best I can.
Absolutely, got a few more games, so don't run away from us quite yet.
I don't plan on. Thank you so much. Have
Awesome.
a great night.
Thank you, Tyler.
Trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Four-three Squatch as we head to the top of the 6th. Spearfish able to string together a couple of runs there in the home half of the 5th and take the lead. Yeah, thank you, buddy. got handed a clothespin from Grayson. That's what this thing is. But huge thank you to Tyler Russ for joining us up in the press box for a few innings. He actually was up here for about, 4 or 5 innings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came up end of the first or middle of the first or something?
Yeah. Giving us some insight into his time at the U.S. Air Force Institute and what his family has been able to do to serve our country on the Salute to Service night here in Spearfish, as we thank all who have served this beautiful country. And no better way to celebrate than at the ballpark here on a beautiful Saturday evening. 4-3 Squatch. The 2-1 from Knowles is up and away. Gets past Michelson for ball 3.
Yeah, hearing Tyler's perspective on a lot of things kind of puts your experience of college into perspective.
It does.
When he's talking about his entire schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, it's intense. It's commendable. It's intense again.
Yeah. And it's just, it puts into perspective not only what our college experience has been like, but just also the sacrifice that all those men and women are doing at every institute across the country, every military institute, the sacrifice they have to go through in order to be prepared to go into those situations that very few are willing to go into.
100%.
And the fact that he's out here for Spearfish just to try and get a little bit better is a true testament to how much he loves not only the game of baseball, but also how willing he is to put in work on anything that he wants to do. So huge thank you to Tyler and, of course, his family. Very, very seasoned and very inspiring family, from his dad who played in the NFL to his mom who flew for this country It's very inspiring. Popped up to the left side, working foul territory. Will run it down for out number 1. And that'll bring up Alex Jackson.
Now batting for the Zaps, number 10, Alex Jackson.
I tell you, even when the lights get dim, you're not going to miss these uniforms.
No.
That Oahe's wearing.
It's impossible. Big hack and a miss as Knowles gets ahead early. 0-1. Another breaking ball. I mean, that breaking ball has just been nasty all day long. And it looks like we're going to have another guest pop on the headset. Another swing and a miss, and another ball that just broke down over the plate. And Knowles is ahead 0-2. Brian Young joins us up in the press box for the first time this season. BY, how you doing today?
I'm great, guys. It's good to see you guys. It's fun to be up here. I love this part.
You love this part about the game?
Yeah, we got a great view, and we get to talk about the game. It's awesome.
This one gets away from Michelson. That'll advance Polizzi to second. So we just had Tyler Russ up here talking about his experience, and especially with Salute to Service night here at the ballpark. Got great insight into, of course, the military institutes here in America, and he's, of course, at Air Force. But let's hear a little bit about your story going to Capitol. You're a nursing major down there. What's it been like being out here in Spearfish with a couple of your guys, and Will Furry and Gio Massarosa?
It's been nice having people you know out here, just so you're not like kind of just crazy alone out here. But definitely a different part of the country, something that I'm not used to. So it's really cool to see everything out here, kind of the mountain feel and everything. It's really awesome. This is definitely a good experience to get, and it's a great place to be for sure.
Line to right, Mooser giving it a look. It'll drop in for a base hit. Polizzi is only able to advance to third as he had to wait to see if Mooser was going to catch up to it. But a base hit for Alex Jackson puts runners on the corners for Jake Daly. He's 1 for 2 today with a single in the second. Flew out to left his last AB. Now, Brian, you got to pitch earlier today. A very good outing, I will say. How did that feel to get back out in front of the home crowd?
It felt nice to be back home and be home for a little bit. But, I mean, I was able to go in there, throw strikes, and then let my defense work behind me, keep my pitch count down, and let them get all the work they need in. So, yeah, I felt really good to be back out there in front of the home fans as well.
I was going to say, the first inning that you threw, how many pitches was that? It counted, I think it was less than 10.
It might have been, yeah. It felt very quick for sure.
Crack to center field. Quap going back. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Runner from third tags. The throw in will be cut off. And we are tied again, this time in the top of the 6th. It's a 4-4 ball game. Sac fly to center scores Vince Polizzi. Jackson stays put at first. And that'll bring up Noah Codina. A strikeout in the second, was hit by a pitch in the fourth, and was thrown out at second on that strike him out, throw him out between Bowman and Michelson. First pitch from Knowles is upstairs. The check throw down to first is not in time. Now, you've had Michelson a couple times as your catcher, haven't you?
I have, yes.
What's that like to have him behind the dish and a little bit of reassurance that if runner takes off, good chance he's going to gun him down?
It's really nice to have a catcher like Owen back there. He's super vocal. It's something you really like as a pitcher. He's telling you what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right, and he's letting you know if you're throwing a good pitch or a bad one. So having someone like that behind the plate for you and in your corner is really good, especially with the way or the type of player that he is, able to really just spread the ball all over the field as a hitter and has a crazy arm behind the plate.
You've been battery mates with Gio for a while, and you guys were both able to come out to Spearfish this summer. Talk a little bit about your relationship with Gio.
I love Gio. Him and I, we're like brothers. I mean, we argue like brothers. We fight like brothers. I mean, that's all we do with each other is just bicker back and forth. But I've known Gio for 5 years.
Runner takes out for second, but it's fouled back.
I've known Gio for 5 years. We played summer ball together when we were both at different high schools, and getting to know him and his family has been awesome. And having him along for my ride and being along for his ride has just been something awesome to do.
He had that big home run earlier today. What was it like to see him get a hold of one?
Oh, man, I love when Gio hits a home run because he always does the same thing. He does his little trot around the bases. Looks great doing it all the time. But I sprinted down from the bullpen because I love when my guy gets a hold of one, just does something cool. It just makes me excited and really just proud of him, how the amount of hard work he's putting in each and every year and just getting the opportunities that he's getting and making the most of them.
Well, hopefully we've got another electric moment coming up as we've got a tie game as we head to the bottom of the sixth, tied at 4. Aiden Knowles able to pick up a strikeout and strand a runner on, but the Zap get one back as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium up in the press box. We're packed. We got Brian Young and Sampson up in the press box, always having fun at the ballpark and making sure we're having fun up here in the press box as well. New pitcher for the Oahe Zap is Brady Glenn. And Sampson, yes, get out there and make sure they're having fun, right? Yes, sir. Love it.
What a character. What a guy.
Sampson always makes time for us up in the press box. He likes to hang out up here, too.
He's awesome, man. It's nice having a mascot at your games. It's kind of cool to watch him walk around, especially being down in the dugout. It's pretty funny.
What's been like the weirdest thing that you've seen him do?
He just gets the crowd really into it. I mean, like it's – oh.
Foyer lifts one out into shallow right, and he won't get there. Jake Daly laid out. Foyer tripped around first, but he'll hold up there. And it's a leadoff single for Foyer. Let's see. So new pitcher, as we said, is Brady Glenn. Pitches at Simpson University, making his 6th appearance of the season. He's thrown 8 1/3, struck out 6, and walked 3. Here's Sam Kwapnowski making his second at-bat of the game after Isaac Martinez slammed into the left field fence on an inside-the-park home run. How did Isaac look when he came back?
He definitely looked a little dazed after hitting the wall. Didn't look great. Didn't sound great. I mean, the wall out there is just straight wood, so it's not padded or anything. So it definitely hurt. But he's been getting better as the innings have been going on. He's starting to get more like himself again. Starting to gain a little more consciousness, I'd say.
Good. Is he hanging out in the dugout with you guys?
Yeah, he's been down there with the trainer, just trying to going through the concussion stuff and all stuff like that.
Gotcha. Well, it's good to hear that he's at least doing all right, better than he was when he first hit the wall, because you guys have been getting beat up a little bit today.
Yeah, very scary, especially Isaac. I mean, he had that play with Ben out there. That was not scary, or that was not good for Ben or him. I mean, running into someone like that doesn't feel great, no matter if you run it in from the outfield or the infield. So glad they're both okay, and glad Isaac's doing a lot better.
And Nick got hit in the head his last time up. able to stick in the game and actually came in to score on that RBI double from Kyle Finn.
That didn't hurt that head.
That's why you got the helmet on, right?
Exactly.
Work ready against Brady Glenn. Big hack and a miss, evens the count 1-1. He kind of has a similar, second kick like Jackson Peters does. Maybe not as aggressive as Jackson, also pitching from the other side.
Yeah, Jackson Peters is a crazy pitcher. I mean, his plant leg is just amazing. It's just definitely unique, and it's really cool to watch him pitch.
Tapper back to the mound. It'll be the catcher who picks it up, throws it high, and in time to get work. Noah Codina comes out from behind the dish to make the play, and a good stretch from Vince Palizzi down there at first. But it does move Foyer to third, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away for Owen Michelson. Well, I've got to ask, I've asked everybody so far, but how was it playing a half a game to start the day? Down by 2 runs, too.
It was definitely weird. It was definitely weird being the away team in your home ballpark. That was definitely a strange feeling. So trying to play the top half of the innings as the visitors. But, I mean, we came back, started battling a little bit, got a great start from Luke out there, and we were able to put together some really good at-bats, have a lot of good innings where we put up more than 1 run. So, yeah, it was really good for us to get out there and a little come-from-behind win, especially after taking off that day and them having all the momentum after that grand slam.
I was going to say, it definitely helped you guys out after they gained that momentum, but also because the bats were getting hot last night, and that seemed to carry over into today.
Yeah, I think you're right. We've just been putting a lot of good swings on the baseball and just driving the balls all over the field.
That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Big spot here from Michelson. Actually, that was ball 3, so 3-1 with Kyle Finn on deck. Trying to keep this inning alive and drive in the game-winning run here in the 6th. The 3-1. Taken for strike 2. Now, I asked Tyler about the vibes down the bullpen. What's it been like for you? Because you've been here since the first game. What's it been like getting to know the guys in the bullpen?
The first couple of games that we had traveled away to, it was definitely
Lace to left center. That'll drop in for a base hit, and the Sasquatch retake the lead on Owen Michelson RBI single. Foyer comes in to score after he led off the inning with a single. And Finn now looking to add some insurance. What a big base hit for Owen Michelson as he continues to come through in the clutch.
Yeah, Owen's just a great all-around player, great catcher, and when he's up there, he really seems a tough out all the time when he's up there at the plate.
Plays for the University of North Carolina, Asheville, which is close to where he grew up. Actually said that he didn't know if he was going to get to play college ball until he started having conversations with Asheville, and they were really the only team that he had any conversations with, and it's been solid for him so far and making great leaps and strides this summer with the Sasquatch, especially behind the dish.
Yeah, Owen's a heck of a player, so I really hope to see him improve the next couple of years.
That one misses inside for ball 2. But going back to the vibes with the bullpen, you said those first couple of games, it's weird. Summer ball, you don't really know anybody. You were lucky to come in knowing at least a couple of guys, but for the most part, those first couple games you're learning. Kyle Finn drives one deep to left, looking up and gone. 2-run shot for Kyle Finn, his second of the day, and the Sasquatch extend their lead. They'll take that for sure. Home run number 4 for the tall right-hander, Kyle Finn.
What a great swing there by Finney. That was awesome.
Whenever he comes to the plate, you just have a feeling that it has a chance to get out. And Finn does it again. Mooser flips this one to left. It'll hang up for Jackson to make the catch for out number 3, but not before Kyle Finn delivers a 2-run home run to left. His second of the day, his 4th of the season, and the Squatch come screaming back and take a 7-4 lead to the 7th.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Thank you to one of our own Spearfish Sasquatch players from Colorado Springs in the United States Air Force Academy, Tyler Russ. Now pitching for the Spearfish Sasquatch from Omaha, Nebraska, and Oral Roberts University, number 35, Hudson Hart. Leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Oahe Zap.
New pitcher for the Sasquatch is the 6'3 junior from Omaha, Nebraska, Hudson Hart. Just finished up another year at Oral Roberts University, making his 5th appearance. He's gone 9 1/3. He's allowed just 2 runs, has struck out 16, and walked 2. Wow. Those are some nasty numbers. Ground ball to Ford at second, gets it on the long hop, throws to first in time.
Yeah, Hudson's a really great pitcher. He's got a lot of great movement.
Yeah, I'll help you out there. There you go.
Was it too far?
Yeah, it was too far.
Oh,
you're good.
He was making me a little uncomfortable with the that close. Sorry about that, guys.
But no, Hudson's a great guy, great pitcher. Really calm guy. Not very shy, but he really, when he comes out of his shell, he's a really cool guy to talk to, a really cool guy to talk baseball with. He knows a lot about the game and understands it very well.
What should we expect from him in terms of pitch mix and approach here on the mound?
Hudson throws his fastball. It's got a little more movement on it, it looks like. And so, especially to a guy like this guy hitting right now, to a lefty, he's going to run away from him, try to get him to swing and miss or ground it over to Nick at third base or Ben over at shortstop. Likes to throw his changeup a lot, too. It's a really great pitch.
That one runs inside for ball 1. Caden Brzezinski's the hitter. He doubled back in the 3rd and was thrown out at the plate. Also grounded out to Seth Nelson at first back in the 5th inning. Even 1-1 count. Hart delivers. Big swing and a miss. Way out in front of that one.
That was gross.
Just nasty. There's Ren and Bo. That one just misses 2-2. Ren Chambers, another guy that you've gotten pretty close with down in the bullpen.
Yeah, Ren's been one of the best guys to talk to and one of the funnier guys for sure. He's just a character down there in the dugout.
This one's lifted foul.
He's always just trying to have fun and keep it light no matter what's going on, no matter the situation at hand. You always need a teammate like that. Keeps the guys level, keeps them happy. because at the end of the day, we're still playing a game. You got to play it with fun. You got to play with passion, and he helps us do that. That's for sure.
Well, you guys were checking out the fire station out in center field as Hudson Hart picks up another strikeout. What were you guys doing over there in the fire station?
We were on home run balls there at BP today, and him and I were out there throwing them in, and the fire truck ended up pulling back up. And we talked to the guys over there for a little bit, talked to them about the truck and the station a little bit. It was really awesome. It was good to talk to them, and you know, they're the heroes of the community. It was good to talk to them and get to learn from them and hear from them.
You get to hop in the fire truck at all, or did they just show it to you?
They just showed it to us. They said maybe another night, maybe one of these firework nights they had coming up, because they usually open it up and have a little cookout over there.
Big hack and a miss from Gavin Frazier, and Hart quickly ahead in the count 0-2. Yeah, it looked like you two were just keeping it loose out there.
Yeah, we were having fun out there. It was a little hot. We decided to sit under the tree out there in center field. It was really nice.
Strike 3 called, and Hudson Hart picks up back-to-back strikeouts, and Gavin Frazier frozen at the plate. 7-4 as we head to the home half of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. We've got a ball game here in Spearfish.
Staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Hey fans, just like every good team needs a solid defense, every home needs a strong roof. Veteran Roofing is your local roofing expert, ensuring your home stays protected from the elements. Need a new roof or repair? Give us a call. We're here to help you stay covered. Providing electrical work and services, Hawk Electric Controls is here for all of your wiring needs. Call today at 605-892-2200 to get started on your next project with Hawk Electric Controls. Should your vehicle fall ill, then you can trust Auto Doctor and Spearfish to nurse your vehicle back to health. All makes and models are welcome if your car is ill. The Auto Doctor has the pill.
New pitcher for the Oahe Zap is Hudson Ivy. Pitches at Upper Iowa University, making his 8th appearance of the season. He's thrown 7. He's allowed 7. He's struck out 11 and walked 6, so pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. But he'll face the heart of the order here with Seth Nelson, Jordan Bowman, and Peyton Fort. Nelson, solid day so far. He had a double back in the first. But then back-to-back Ks, looking to get back in the hit column and extend this Spearfish lead 7-4. Seth, a third-year Sasquatch player. What's it been like to get to know him and have him show you the ropes a little bit around here in Spearfish?
Oh yeah, it's definitely nice having a veteran out here who's like knows the area a little bit, knows all the like stuff to do on the off days. Get through.
Ground ball to first, and Polisi will pick it up and step on the bag.
But yeah, it's definitely nice having someone like Seth who's a veteran and a veteran who's willing to help out younger guys and be kind of a role model and show them like how to play and how to act, especially in a league like this. Because if for many of us, it's our first time doing something like this, where we got this many fans we're playing in front of, and all these rules we have to understand. So it's definitely nice having someone like him helping or having our back and helping us out whenever we need it.
Here's Jordan Bowman, a second-year Sasquatch player, also a two-way. He got the start today. What'd you like from him on the mound?
I like Bo's. His first couple of innings, he was really able to get ahead and just keep going. Those next couple of innings, after we put up 2 runs, he was able to get ahead and pitch with the lead, and then a couple of blue base hits, and then they scored 3, and then everything happened out there and left with Isaac. Kind of just unfortunate, but Bo looked great up until that point and finished out 2 more solid innings after that.
Yeah, had that strike him out, throw him out after getting the guy on. Really electrifying finish to his start, as that one's tapped foul, and he's behind 0-2. What's it been like you've got a few two-way players on this team. What's it been like learning from those guys and seeing those guys work with you down the bullpen, but also work in the cage?
It's cool because you get to see those guys. They're working twice as hard as everyone else on the field because they got to work on their pitching mechanics and all that stuff. And then they also got to see live pitching.
High chopper off the bag and into shallow center field, and Jordan Bowman's on first. That'll work.
Wow, that's awesome. I've never seen that before, actually.
A perfectly placed off the right side of the bag, and it looked like Baczynski at second had it lined up if it went over the bag, but instead it took a heck of a hop, and Jordan Bowman's on. You guys have had a couple of those weird bounces.
Yeah.
Talk about the last homestand when Chase Scott had that fly ball in foul territory, and the guy threw it in and hit off his bat and ended up scoring a run.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the weirder plays I've ever seen. That's for sure.
I mean, what's the chatter like in the dugout after a play like that?
It's weird because you never like expect. It's baseball. Something new happens every day, and you see something like that. You just can almost laugh at it, especially like if it happens for your team or against your team. Sometimes you just gotta laugh and just be like, "Wow, that's insane."
Peyton Fort takes one inside for ball 1. An unusually quiet day for Fort so far, 0 for 3. He's been on a hot streak as of recently. Leads the league in hits and doubles, and has been a solid glove up the middle with Ben Foyer at short as well. Here's a ground ball pulled foul.
Yeah, Peyton's just got a great approach at the plate, really only swings at his pitch and whenever he gets a pitch, but he gets down into 2 strikes and he's able to battle and foul some pitches off and then finally gets a mistake and doesn't miss it ever. It's really hard to get him out.
Ivy looks in. Bowman takes his lead off first. Here's the pitch. Fort fouls it off, and it's 1-2. So Ivy's got a little bit of a lower arm slot. What draws a pitcher to drop his arm slot a little more? Is it something that is just natural, or is it something intentional with the lower arm slot?
It all kind of just depends really on the pitcher because sometimes guys can't throw over the top consistently and throw strikes.
Check throw to first is not in time. Bowman didn't go down, but able to get back safely.
But yeah, just sometimes it's just more natural for them to come off from the side, and then other times you see guys who will change their arm slots over the time because throwing over the top is really just giving them a bunch of injuries they've had to deal with, and throwing from that lower slot just for some reason keeps their arm a lot healthier.
You ever try to change your arm slot?
Oh, all the time. I mean, I'm a pitcher. I like messing with different arm slots. Get through.
Pulled right to the first baseman, steps on the bag, and a solo unassisted double play at first base as Vince Palizzi makes the catch and steps on the bag to tag out Bowman. 7-4 as we head to the top of the 8th. The Zapper running out of outs to play with. Hudson Hart back out for another inning of work when we come back.
Rosa Robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
Dehydrated, need a quick little energy boost? Come experience the ultimate recharge with IV hydration and P4 infusion and wellness. Spearfish's premier therapy clinic. And visit their website at www.infusion.org to learn more about how you can support your immune system, rehydrate, and heal your pets this summer. That's hydration relief with IV infusion and wellness. Leading off, the top of the 8th inning for the Zap will be Alden Johnson.
7-4, Squatch lead it. Hudson Hart deals, and it's pulled foul. Leading things off for the Zap is number 29, Aiden Johnson in the 2-hole. He's 0 for 3 today. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. Hart at the belt, kicks and fires. In the dirt, good stop there from Michelson. And evens the count 1-1. Sampson's always having a good time. Called a strike 1-2.
This is awesome.
Was he trying to throw a ball up here?
Yeah, Ren's just out down there, not even paying attention to the game, just completely not locked in at all. But, you know, go figure.
Oh, now he wants to play rock, paper, scissors with you? Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, got game
Come
one.
on.
Got one.
Got one.
That one's upstairs, and it's 2-2. We got a rock, paper, scissors game between Rin Chambers in the dugout and Brian Young in the press box. Somebody's got to win. Who's it going to be? Gosh, you guys are in sync. What is going on right there? We go. BY wins both.
Come on. That's a clean sweep of Rin Chambers down there in the dugout.
A little embarrassing for
That's
Rin
great.
Chambers
That's
down
awesome. That feels really good to win.
Good for you, man. I'm proud of you.
That's awesome. It's great for the program, that's for sure.
Huge for the program. All about the program up here. The 3-2 is pushed foul right into the Spearfish dugout, but luckily, I'm assuming nobody was down there sitting.
That was really close to getting Coach Octo down there in the dugout.
Yeah, it was. All right, looks like everybody's okay.
That was scary.
Yeah, it was. 3-2. Crack to center field. Kwapnowski going back underneath it for out number 2. Excuse me, that should be out number 1. Yeah, that was a leadoff hitter. That should be out number 1. We're all good. We got it. All right, Vince Polizzi digs in with nobody on and 1 down. On these long days, BY, when maybe you're not throwing as much, what kind of gets you through the games?
Just keeping it light, you know, just trying to, like, not take it as serious, maybe have some fun, rip some jokes with the guys, and just try to keep it easy because, you know, we play a long season. And
Lifted out to deep right field. Mooser on the warning track. He's there to make the catch in front of the wall for out number 2.
But, yeah, especially a day like today, just trying to get through it, staying light, and having fun. Just it's a hard, grueling game. It takes a toll on your body, but just to be able to come out here, have fun with the guys, and make it worthwhile is just really what keeps us coming back every day. Just everyone's coming off of a spring ball season, which was really long, and to come right into summer ball is not easy, but we make it work because it's fun. We love doing this.
Mason Lang checks his swing. It's a strike anyway. 7-4 Squatch lead it here in the top of the 8th. Hart working quickly. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Hudson's working really well right now, keeping his pitch count down, getting ahead of almost every hitter he's faced so far.
The 0-2. Pulled foul. Jackson Peters up and moving around in the bullpen.
That's a scary sight to see if you're an opposing team, that's for sure.
It's like the Grim Reaper coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah. My buddy Gio down there catching him. He's the least favorite person to catch.
Well, hey, you threw on the gear for a little bit.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest idea I've ever had, but, you know, we made it work. You know, sometimes you got to help out the team wherever you're needed, even if you don't ever do what you're trying to do.
You did all right. You blocked a couple.
Yeah, I jumped out of the way of most of them, too. That was awesome.
It's whatever. It's for the program. You gotta save yourself sometimes.
I mean, I'm not getting injured out here, that's for sure.
No, it's not your job.
Yeah, no, exactly. Should have thrown it down the middle. Should have thrown a strike.
You tell Bowman that after the bullpen?
Oh, of course not.
Even count 2-2. That one gets away, and good AB here from Mason Lang works a full count. Big gap out in right center if he's able to pull it there. Here's the 3-2. Pulled right side. Nelson waits for the long hop, picks it up, flips it to Hudson Hart for out number 3. Another goose egg up on the board for Hudson Hart. Last opportunity for the Squatch to build an insurance, leading 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher for the Oahe Zap is TJ Eikenberry. Pitches for Ellsworth Community College, making his 6th appearance of the year. He's thrown 5. He's allowed 1 run, struck out 2, and walked 1 so far this season. And he'll lead things off against Ben Foyer, followed by Sam Kwapnowski and Nick Work. A.J. Reister alongside Brian Young up in the press box. BY making his first appearance on the headset.
Oh, it feels great. Been up here for a couple innings now. It just feels great watching the game from this angle.
All natural up here.
Exactly.
Here's the first pitch from Eikenberry, and that one finds the zone. Couple of wild pitches in his warm-up, but when you're out there on the mound, you have a couple like that. How do you dial it back in when the guy actually gets in the box?
Sometimes it's more of a feel thing. Sometimes you just go out there, throw your first couple of warm-up pitches, trying to get your arm loose and into game-ready feel. And sometimes you just got to let a couple rip no matter where they go. But as soon as that guy steps in the box, you know exactly what you need to do and where you need to hit your spots at. So it's good for him to come out, throw strike one to Ben because his warm-ups did not look great.
Barry comes set with the 0-2. Just misses the lower part of the zone, ball one. Well, you guys are looking for win number 11 on the season. Kind of a rough start to get things going, but from with conversations those first couple of weeks, especially with the guys who've been in Spearfish for a couple of years, they said it's typically how things start, especially with guys coming in late. What's been your perspective with new guys coming in every week? Some guys are going to be leaving here pretty soon. How has it been just getting to know your teammates?
Well, like you said, the first couple of games that we had, we definitely can't beat around the bush here, but we definitely didn't look great. But I think it's more of a comfort thing and getting comfortable with playing with all your new teammates and trying to get comfortable with all of them, especially in the infield and the outfield. Pitchers and catchers, too, they just need to learn how each pitcher moves and how each pitcher pitches. So for us to get I feel like we did it a little bit earlier. Took a couple of games, but I feel like we got into a groove very quick here. And, I mean, we have new guys come in every week, and they've been able to come in here and make an impact for us and be a part of the, team brotherhood that we got going on here for the Sasquatch.
Well, it's been you had a couple of new guys join you on the road trip, including Carson Rather. Have you been able to pitch with him a little bit at all? Yeah, Carson's an awesome guy. He's a great catcher. He's got a great arm behind the plate, really good lefty swing. I got to spend a little bit of time with him at the gym and on a couple of the off time that we had when we were in Pierre, and it was really good to talk to him and understand baseball from a Division I standpoint. He goes to Miami, Ohio. What were some of the biggest things that you learned from him in those couple of conversations? It was really just learning about different mentalities and how a pitcher at a D1 school compares to a pitcher like me at a D3 school, and seeing what the difference is and how can I add stuff into my arsenal or mental state that can help me be the best pitcher I can be. Klopnowski ahead in the count, 2-0. Top of the order due up next in Nick Work. Long pause for Mike and Barry. Now he comes set, kicks, and fires. Away for ball three. See if Klop gets the 3-0 green light here if he gets a pitch to handle. He's been close to hitting a couple of out. He hit two in Pier, and he does. This one's lifted out to center, giving Chase's Phillips. He'll make the catch for out number two. He was close in the first game today. Pulled one, and it looked like a mile over your guys' bullpen down there. Yeah, we were down there in the bullpen. We were watching it, and it's just every time Sam connects with the ball like that, it's just really insane to watch. It's just a lot of power coming out of that bat, and the ball just takes off and flies when he connects with it. Here is Nick Work with nobody on and two down here in the bottom of the eighth. First pitch misses low for ball one. I asked Tyler this as well when he came up here, but you have so many different guys that come from so many different backgrounds down there in the bullpen. What are a couple of things that you've learned from these different guys that you've met down there? I think the coolest thing is learning about everyone's different experiences, because no one's story is the exact same, right? I mean, people transfer, people stay at the same school. I mean, it's just interesting to hear how these guys have developed within their own programs and how they've taken their game to the next level, while also giving your experiences and trying to not so much connect with them, but be on a level with them that you can understand how they've really improved their game and how they've come to become the pitcher or player that they are today. That one's called a strike on the inner part of the zone. Has there been anything that you've added to your game these first few weeks here with the guys? I think the first couple of games I was a little more nervous coming out here, pitching in front of a lot of fans. I mean, this is definitely the most fans I've pitched in front of, so that was definitely a little nerve-wracking. But having guys like Jackson who've been here before, and Seth, and driven to deep left field, stays fair, it's gone, looking up, it is foul. just to the left of the foul pole. Nick Work got every seam of that baseball, but just pulled it foul.
That one looked like it went right over the foul pole. Send that to New York.
For real. Put the headset on. I need a replay.
But, yeah, it's been first couple outings definitely having a guy like Jackson and Seth, and another good one, Aiden Knowles, who just had a great outing today. He's really just kind of been there and just teaching me how to, like, go throughout the game without having nerves or being super amped up to the point where I can't locate and do what I know how to do. So having those guys help out is really nice, and helping me calm down, really. Just having them, it's more of a comfort level, I would say.
Nick works and walk. Keeps this inning alive. It's been really cool to also learn about, especially from Aiden Knowles, the science behind some of his pitches, because that's something he's really in tune with. He's explained to us, and so does Caleb Hoppy. He's come up here and explained the seam shifted wake and the kick change that's been making waves through baseball the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the kick change. A lot of guys at my school have been trying it. I'm not a big kid, so I can't throw the kick change up. My hand's not big enough to get my middle finger up that high on the ball, but I still throw my pitches, and they still do their jobs and work pretty decently. You know, I try to just go out there and mainly just have some feel for what I'm throwing, not much science behind it. I feel like just if I think too much on the mound, I do too much, and then everything goes haywire. Just, I get my pitch grip, and I know what I'm throwing. I just get up there and rip it.
Here is Owen Michelson. Oh, watch out. Let's go with the bat into the party deck. And hopefully everyone's all right. A kid picked up the bat.
Oh, let the girl keep the bat.
Let's see if I think Owen's going to take the new bat. I think they're going to. Oh, the Zap player took it. And they're going to return the bat. That was pretty crazy.
That was something, that's for sure. It's always dangerous like that when something happens. Glad everyone ended up being okay over there on the party deck.
That's why you got to keep your heads up and your eyes on the field. Get a replay on it. Watch out.
That's awesome.
1-1. Snap throw to first. Nearly goes into right field, but a good stretch there from Polizzi. Keeps it at first base. Yeah, that's why there's signs. Keep your eyes up.
Yeah, that could have been really bad, but thank God everyone's okay over there on the party deck.
2-1 is the count. Michelson trying to capitalize with the runner on. They'll check on him. Nick's been a guy that joined about a week late, but has seemed to find himself a groove here in Spearfish.
Yeah, Nick's got a great approach again. Another one of our better hitters on the team. He just goes up there and knows what he needs to do. He knows he's not going to just pummel a ball 450 feet, so he goes out there and sprays the ball over the field. Just has a great approach. Really willing to take that ball to right field and hug that line down there, get extra bases, and get on and try to score for his team.
Looked like he might have hit it 450 feet with that foul ball that was pretty close to being fair.
He doesn't have a lot of pop, but if he gets into one, he's going to get into it.
Huge jump and no throw, but there's a ball 4 anyway. Nick Work had a great jump, and now there's 2 on for Kyle Finn. Had the big home run back in the 6th to give the Squatch a 7-4 lead.
Talk about a scary hitter. You definitely don't want to face this guy right now. He's feeling himself up there at the plate.
Well, it's been a constant conversation with him, with his old school approach with the no batting gloves, more straight up and down batting stance.
I think it's cool. It makes him look like a psychopath. But, thank God he's on our team,
Don't want to face him if you're an opposing pitcher.
Absolutely not. He will hit any mistake you throw at him. He's going to hit it hard somewhere.
And the weird thing with this swing that we've talked about is his bat doesn't really stay in the zone for too long, so there's not a whole lot of wiggle room. But because he's so precise with his bat path, when he hits it hard.
Yeah, you can see the way he sets up. His hands are super loose, constantly moving, and he really just wants to stay loose up there, and really he doesn't try to hit a home run. I mean, obviously he can. It's just he wants to try to just barrel something and get his hands to the ball as quick as he possibly can. That's why he keeps him so loose every time he comes up, ready to load up and hit.
Behind in the count 0-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on for him. Long pause for Mike and Barry. Now he comes to the plate. Popped up, right side, he'll get out of play. With Kyle, his story is very interesting. He didn't start playing college baseball until his second year in college. He went to community college after studying for a year at San Diego State. He went and played college ball for 1 year at the JUCO level, then went back to school and stopped playing at the collegiate level, but absolutely raked in club ball at San Diego State. Got a bunch of offers and has jumped around from JUCO to JUCO. And this last year finished up a year with head coach Justice Scott at Saracoso Community College and is going to finish up his collegiate career this next year at Georgia Gwinnett with Peyton Fort.
Yeah, Georgia Gwinnett's a great school, really an NAIA powerhouse. They won the national championship a couple years ago, and they're a great school. They got a lot of great players there. I know a lot of guys who play there, have a lot of mutual friends who play there from Georgia, from that area originally. So guys that I grew up with end up going there, so I know a lot about them for sure.
Well, they're getting a couple of big bats in Kyle Finn and Peyton Fort.
Yeah, they seem to just add talent every year, whether it's in the portal or the freshmen they bring in, no matter what. They're stacked every year.
Here's the 1-2. Works dancing around at second. Thought about it, but taken for ball 2.
Great take there by Kyle. Gets down to the hole 0-2. He's really not afraid to take some pitches that are very, very close. I don't even know how you take that one. But he's able to see it well. Hopefully he gets a pitch to hit here.
True vet.
It's a big league take.
Another long look in from TJ Eikenberry. Are we going to stare down right now?
It looks like it.
Don't blink.
Another standoff.
2-2. Thought about it again, but misses low. And Finn's worked a full count. Full count, 2 down, bottom of the 8th, 7-4 Squatch. Couple of insurance runs out there for Finn if he can get aboard. The 3-2. Runners take off, pulled left side, sneaks through for a base hit. Work around third. He will score. Sliding into third, and it's an RBI single for Kyle Finn. Stay hot, kid. Work goes second to home. Michelson goes first to third, and the Sasquatch lead it 8-4.
It's great base running there by Nick Work. He was able to see that ball got knocked down and slowly rolled into the outfield. Outfielder had no chance to throw him out with the speed that he had.
Here's Ethan Mooser with runners on the corners and 2 down. Squatch add an insurance run. First pitch is upstairs. Mooser, native of Ontario, Canada.
Love Moose. Moose is a great guy, great character. I was in the gym the other day getting some pictures done with this guy I know. It's just looked great in there.
You know the guy who's taking the pictures?
Yeah, it's the guy doing the call with me, AJ. The GOAT, man.
Trying my best. Got to help out the boys when they need help.
I mean, you're helping out a lot. Those pictures are great. Took some of me at the gym, too. They look amazing.
I'll get them to you, hopefully, tonight.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got you.
You showed me the ones when we were in the gym, and they looked great. I'm excited.
Just trying to help out the boys when they're out here in Spearfish. You don't have a photography intern, so we're all kind of taking turns. You had a turn on the camera yesterday, didn't you?
I did, yes. I was able to take some flicks down at the field. I got a good one of Evan when he was turning and picking off the guy at first base, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, just a couple of crappy pictures.
Well, hey, maybe photography's in your future.
I hope not.
Well, nursing's been working out pretty well for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm definitely trying to work through it and definitely gonna see it through, that's for sure.
And what's your goal with that once you graduate?
I kind of want to go into pediatric nursing, and there's a great children's hospital in downtown Columbus, Nationwide Children's. I'd really like to work there if I ever had the opportunity to. That'd be great. Maybe do a little bit of travel nursing as well.
There you go. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
What got you into nursing? I know I've asked you before, but enlighten us again.
Well, I mean, I kind of just wanted to help people out any way I really could, and my cousin had just finished her junior year in nursing school, and my aunt's a nurse, and I really talked to them a lot, and I liked what I heard from them and their experiences about nursing.
All right, chopper to second, and they got Mooser at first. Close play. The umpire says he is out, but not before Kyle Finn drives in another insurance run, and the Squatch lead it 8-4. And watch out, here comes the closer, Jackson Peters, as we get ready for the ninth.
Now pitching for your Spearfish Sasquatch from St. Edward's University, number 38, Jackson Peters. Fans, make sure to check the back of your tickets and take advantage of the savings and coupons provided by our great partners. For our Salute to Service Night, presented by Veteran Roofing, fans remember a good roof can be the difference between a home run and a strikeout. Veteran Roofing provides professional roofing services that hit the mark every time. From repairs to full replacements, we've got you covered. Call us for a free estimate at
New pitcher for the Sasquatch is the closer, the Grim Reaper. Jackson Peters back out for another inning. The 6'5", redshirt senior from Plano, Texas, just finished up in a year at St. Edward's University, making his 7th appearance of the year. He's gone 9 2/3. He struck out 16 and walked 4. Has not allowed an earned run yet this season. Trying to shut down the Zap here in the ninth. Final 3 outs for Oahe if they want to try and make a comeback and pick up a victory against the Sasquatch. They lost earlier today on a game they started on Thursday. Oahe came into the game up 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th, and the Sasquatch came screaming back to win it 12-4. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Nasty stuff from Peters.
Yeah, that game delay is kind of how I feel when I take my college quizzes on Canvas and I kind of forget to finish them. They got kind of an open time slot. So it looks like I took about 72 hours to take a 5-question quiz. Of course, this game looks like it took more than 24 hours to finish, but good win for the Squats. They're up, 4 runs right now, looking to get this one done. And, you know, you've talked about it time and again, it can be a broken record, but that leg kick is confusing as a hitter because you don't know what to look at.
No, you just don't. And he uses it to his advantage so much, and he picks up his 17th strikeout of the season against the leadoff hitter for Oahe, Alex Jackson. Peters features a fastball that works 89 to 92, and he says it looks more like a sinker. Also features a slider and a splitter. He did not make an appearance against St. Edward's, so he's in the transfer portal right now, looking to finish up his collegiate career somewhere. He hasn't committed anywhere quite yet, but he did make 4 appearances in 2024, throwing 5 innings and striking out 7 to just 5 walks. Big hack and a miss, and boy, I think that fastball might be reaching that upper echelon of his range. He's really feeling it tonight. The 0-1. That one's away. Jake Daly to the plate. He singled back in the second, flew out in the fourth, and hit a sac fly to center in the sixth to score. I believe that was Vince Polizzi. Even 1-1 count. Called a strike at the plate, and it's 1-2. Squatch looking for their 11th win of the season. Picked up number 10 just a few hours ago. Trying to chase down the Sodbusters and the Spuds. The 2-2. Fouled away. And I've asked Jackson quite a bit about that second leg kick of like why he does it. Is it something that he is just natural, or is it something that he has to think about doing? And he said he honestly didn't even realize he was doing it until he got to college.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really know if it started in high school or if it didn't start till college, as he picks up another strikeout here. But it's just something that it just happens.
Right.
And he doesn't really know when it started, which is just a crazy thing to think about with how violent the movement is, that he didn't even know that it was happening.
Right. Just one of those habits that I think you kind of do almost instinctively, inherently, whatever word you kind of want to use there, but it's discombobulating for the guy in the batter's box.
The zap down to their final out, trailing by 4. Noah Codina to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch in the fourth and was thrown out at second on the strike him out, throw him out. The 0-1 is upstairs. Jackson Peters looking to close things out. The 1-1. Inside, ball 2.
AJ, what was the fastest pitcher you ever faced? Remember what they threw?
I've got no idea. It probably wasn't anything too crazy. Actually, I don't know exactly how hard he was throwing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get to it in a second.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. It was old high school friend, Joey Malika.
Yeah.
He went Division I in North Alabama, and I think at some point in his career he was hitting upper 80s. I don't think I ever faced him when he was throwing that hard, but he threw hard. The 2-2. Fouled away, and he lost his bat. And Peters trying to pick up some sawdust here in this final AB. And, yeah, I think that bat is done. Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you probably can't break a wooden bat too easy throwing 60.
Nope.
But throwing low 90s, probably hitting about 91 tonight, I'd say, on that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could snap some cedar.
He's trying to send the zap back to the lumber yard, pick up some new bats.
Right. Rewatch the movie The Natural. Get on your way.
Exactly.
Break a light while you're at it.
Even count 2-2. Squatch on the precipice of their 11th win of the season. The pitch. Popped up right side. Nelson gives it a look. He does not make the sliding catch. It drops in. Seth nearly had it up against the fence. We'll do it again, 2-2. Good at bat here from Noah Codina, trying to keep this game alive. The Squatch started the season slow, were swept by Hastings, but now find themselves within half a game of the Spuds for second place. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. The Sasquatch pick up their 11th win of the season. Peters strikes out the side, 3 in a row. Another party in Spearfish as the Sasquatch will look to sweep the Zap tomorrow night on Father's Day. What a win for Spearfish. They took the early lead. They were banged up. Isaac Martinez took a hard hit into the left field fence, and it was an inside the park 3-run home run. And the Squatch came screaming back, scoring 2 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th, and they win it 8-4. And Kyle Finn, another home run, and he is your Sasquatch player of the game.
Yeah, Kyle cranked one earlier, man. That thing was sent with some jet fuel on it.
He's had a rocket launcher attached to his bat since he's gotten a Spearfish.
Yeah, he has.
And it looks like we're going to have 2 players of the game. Lucas Torelli is going to get interviewed after his performance in the game earlier today. And then Kyle Finn will be asked a couple of questions for his home run that he hit in this ball game. In the 8-4 victory over the Oahe Zap. Big, big win as we run through some of the stats before we get ready for the post-game show. Let's take a look at the box score. Owen Michelson, big day, 3 for 4 with a couple of runs and an RBI. Kyle Finn for sure had the biggest day, 3 for 4, 2 runs and 5 RBIs. Mooser had a multi-hit game going 2 for 5, picked up an RBI as well. On the mound, Jordan Bowman, 4 great innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, but 5 strikeouts. And then the bullpen, they did what they do best, and they shut down the Zap. 2 innings from Aiden Knowles, just 1 run allowed, picked up a couple of Ks. Hudson Hart, electric 2 innings, zeros across the board besides the 2 strikeouts. And then Jackson Peters put down the Zap in order with 3 straight strikeouts. And the Spearfish Sasquatch win it 8-4, and they improve to 11-7 on the year as they inch closer, as they actually are now on top of the Casper Spuds and are 2.5 back of the Hastings Sodbusters for first place in the Independence League. And a huge series coming up against them at home here in a little bit. But first, they'll look to sweep the Zap at home tomorrow night for Father's Day. Don't go away just quite yet. We'll have one of the assistant coaches pop up for a quick interview in a little bit. Post-game show coming up right after this. Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium for the post-game show. Up here in the press box now is assistant coach Ryan Bachman. Coach, really long day, kind of a weird day. Started off in the bottom of the 4th inning on a game that you guys started on Thursday. Let's start there. Able to get a comeback win and ultimately blow out the Zap in that first game earlier today. How did it feel to come back and get that one?
Oh, it was great. I mean, that was a big goal for today. Is if we are able to get that one, it's going to be a good day for us. And I mean, we just started off huge tone setter with Torelli, 1 pitch, blowing him away, and then the guys coming out and tying it in that bottom of the innings, just a trendsetter for the whole day.
I mean, it just really feels like these last few weeks everything's been clicking.
Oh, absolutely.
The offense has been scoring runs at an astronomical rate. The bullpen has been unhittable, and the starters continue to get better every single day. I mean, this is just something that at the beginning of the year when you guys had that slow start, was this something that you expected to start to come around this time once everyone got to Spearfish?
Yeah, absolutely. We're too talented to not be doing what we're doing right now, and I still don't think we've played our best. I think, and that's the scary part. We got guys that we know can absolutely bang and are still trying to find it a little bit. And once we can get all those guys in one lineup at one time, man, we're gonna be really scary. So, and we knew the pitching. We got horses on the mound from the starters to obviously the bullpen. I mean, the bullpen's been unhittable, but we're just it's fun to be a part of, and it's fun to see these guys having fun too.
Absolutely, especially with a great crowd tonight. Let's start with Salute to Service night. We had Tyler Russ come up here for 4 or 5 innings, talk about his experience. What is it like to have someone that is a part of the Air Force Institute and have a night like this where you're able to recognize one of your own guys for serving his country?
Well, first of all, that kid is awesome. I can't say enough good things about that guy, and he's the first to do anything that we need help with. He's the heart and soul on our bench when he's not pitching, and he's a stud on the mound too. So we're sad we only get him for a short amount of time, but man, he's made an impact on me just as a person, but also just on our team too. He's made us a lot better just being here, and I think his presence, even though he's going to be gone, like I think he's made an impact on the guys, and they see the energy that he has. But he's a special guy, and anybody that does and serves and is going to be in the armed forces deserves to be recognized, especially someone as cool of a guy as that. So
exactly.
it's a special night to be able to do that for him and just have him be there, and he deserves every bit of it.
Absolutely. He's great up here in the press box, telling stories and giving us a little bit of insight of what it's like for him to be going through that cadet training while also trying to be the best baseball player he can be. It was great. But honestly, one of the biggest things he talked about was how cohesive this bullpen has been recently. Obviously, Torelli comes in and eats up some big innings. BY comes in there in that first game. Jackson Peters, 3 strikeouts to close out the side. Hudson Hart had a great outing. Across the board, it really feels like this bullpen is starting to come around.
Well, and it just shortens games. Like we know if we have a lead through the 5th inning, even maybe 5th, 6th inning, like we're going to be hard to beat. And you see it there. Like our offenses, we talked about trying to win the middle innings and trying to score, 5, 6 of the 9 innings. If we do that and just continue to wear teams down, and then they have to go face those 3 or 4 guys.
Watch out. That's scary.
I know I would not have wanted to be in that spot if I was still playing. So
absolutely not.
Thank God I don't have to face Jackson Peters.
Oh, for sure. We called him the Grim Reaper up here.
Yeah.
When he comes out for the 9th, it's game over.
Oh, yeah.
But let's close out things with the offense, of course. 12 runs in that first game. Had 2 of them on Thursday, but 10 of them in just a few innings, and then 8 runs here in this ball game. Kyle Finn, 2 massive home runs. He seems to be hitting his stride. Peyton Ford is the league leader in hits and doubles. It just seems like up and down this lineup, there's basically no holes.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see it too. We've played different guys each game too, and there's the continual performers, Finn, and there's too many to name. But then we have guys that kind of pop in, pop out, and continually impress still too, and it's a good problem to have, but as a coach, you're like, man, how do we get all these guys in at one time, and how do we continue to, because they all deserve it. But like I said, great problem to have. The offense is going to be special, and like I said, I think we're still just hitting our stride. Like we have a few guys that are about to wake up, and it's going to be really scary. So
yeah, and Isaac Martinez got asked about how he's doing. Tough hit out there in left field. Asked BY, he said he was a little dazed coming back to the dugout. How is he now after the game?
Yeah, he seemed all right. Definitely a scary situation, but it's good to see him. He's up moving around, up talking, and I think it's one of those things, and we love to see that. Like obviously you don't like to see him get hurt, but man, he's playing hard, and that's one thing that anyone can respect is a guy that's literally willing to freaking run into a wall.
Yeah, literally run into a wall.
And he's that's something, and I think that says a lot about the team because I think, we have that guy who is just a grinder, and then I would say everybody else would do something similar. Try to, go and make the play and want to do it for the guys in the dugout, and I think that's a special thing to have in a group. So, no, he's doing good. He's up, moving around. Definitely a scary thing though, but I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, me too. Well, yeah, it was a scary sight, but glad he got up on his own 2 feet, was able to walk back. Getting ready for tomorrow on Father's Day, trying to sweep the Zap here at home. Mindset getting ready for that one.
Yeah, just trying to, I think sometimes in these longer series when you're playing a team the same time for a while, it's easy to come out, 1 or 2 flat, and I think that's the biggest thing. Day game tomorrow, try to get there and just be, pick right up where we left off and not have an inning or 2 where it's like, oh, let's get going, and bringing the energy early tomorrow, having somebody get something done that causes a spark, and then we're off and running.
Also won't have 4 innings to play from a previous
Absolutely.
game, so you'll be able to actually start the first inning.
9 innings will be nice tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So. Awesome. Appreciate your time, Bach. Thanks for coming up here.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Yep, thank you. See you tomorrow. Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium. Ethan Mooser now joining us up here in the press box for the post-game cleanup. Mooser, big day today, really long day.
Yeah.
But we get a couple of wins. You guys are now just a couple of games back from first place against the Hastings, who you have coming in here in a little bit. But what does it feel like just to be hitting your stride and getting these couple of wins here at home?
You know, it's huge for the team, and the morale was down for a bit because guys couldn't keep it together, but now whole team's working together. You know, it's not even just hitting and pitching, it's just the morale in the dugout, and it's huge for us, and we're all confident, and it's a good feeling for sure.
We talked to Bachman a little bit already just about how it feels like all phases are coming together right now. The bats have been hot, the pitching has been coming together, but when you talk about morale, that's when it truly feels like everything is moving in the right direction. And Bach shouted out Isaac for trying to run through a literal wall out there in left field, and just shows the kind of commitment that you guys have to trying to just have fun but win ball games at the same time.
Yeah, that just shows you how much these guys want it. We want to win, and that's our main goal, and Isaac showed you that out there. We'll run through a wall for it, and we're trying to get that first place spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And you get an 8-4 win to close out the long day. You got another game tomorrow trying to sweep the Zap at home. Plus, it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
What's the mindset going into tomorrow with a big game ahead of you?
Personally, just do what we've been doing. Don't change a thing. If bats start out cold, that morale keeps us going. It's a huge thing for us, and mine just kind of has to shift to just do your job in the lineup. If you're a pitcher, just get on base any way you can. That's just the main goal right now. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long day. I won't keep you up here much longer.
Sounds good.
It's been a crazy day, couple of big wins, 8-4 the final here in Game 2. Can't thank you guys enough for joining us all day long. From all of us here from the Spearfish Sasquatch, Aiden Wirtz is our producer, director, hopped on the call for a little bit as well. Thank you to Tyler Russ, Brian Young, Brian Bachman, of course, Ethan Mooser for joining us up in the press box today. It was a whole lot of fun. But from all of us here at Spearfish, Ethan Mooser, I'm AJ Reister saying so long from beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota.